Ep.2. Alrighty, we have Zach, and we have Bailey, and we have Storm in the middle. Hopefully she doesn't touch anything, but here we are. How you doing?
Good. You said Storm.
Yeah, that's her name.
I thought you were saying Thor. Is it a girl or a boy?
Her.
Girl.
She's
Oh,
a
it's a
girl.
girl. I thought
Yeah.
it was a boy. I thought I
Storm.
heard Thor a few times.
Storm is it's both.
Yeah, Storm is a
Is it though?
unisex name.
I don't know. I would still say that I still prefer Storm to be for a girl.
And that's
I
the
mean,
name that
it's
she came
2020.
with. It was pre-installed, so
Pre-installed on her.
yeah.
Did she listen to it though? Did she respond to Storm?
Oh yeah, she loves
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Because like my dogs, you can call them whatever you want. Like its name is Puddle and Finley, but you can call it like bookshelf and desk chair, and they'll be like, yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
you just-
don't know if she would respond to like just her name alone. I think it's like the pitch.
It's any loud noise, and they're
And-
like, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
if you were to say dorm, or
Well, it's very similar.
or if you say door, I'm sure she'll listen.
Yeah.
Storm.
But yeah,
Okay, that's fair.
but for the most part, I
she
say
looked
like
up-
Stormy Baby or something. Like I don't really ever call. I only
Stormy
call her
Daniels?
by her name. Jesus Christ! I only call her by Hey Storm. Imagine, that's terrible. I'll call her by her real name directly if I'm mad.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'll do it.
There it
Ooh,
goes.
thank God.
Complete silence.
Hopefully, once you like this is all big, you can get like your own studio, like Joe Rogan.
Oh, that'd be so nice. You imagine that?
Yeah, we could
be
rent out
crazy.
a business space.
Or they'll rent out like some people do. They'll do like a little booth at like a restaurant on like a slow night. They'll do
Yeah.
it there.
What?
I've seen that. I've seen
Yeah,
that
haven't seen
before.
those? People will do like restaurants, like or bars in like the daytime. They'll do it at the booth, so it looks cool because you're at like a restaurant, but it's closed because it's still the daytime.
True.
Imagine
That's
if-
how I
if-
feel-
do you think they promote it, or like they
The-
have like the
I feel like they
Chili's
would have
logo
to.
right there?
But
Yeah, they use it as a sponsor. I guess.
at Bonchon, there was like that private glass room.
Yeah,
It was like
Yeah.
a
Bonchon?
glass room. Have you been to
I
Bonchon?
don't know what that is.
It's in
It's so good.
Waterford or by the airport.
Ah, there's two of them.
and it's a Korean wing place,
Yeah.
but it doesn't look like one. It looks very modern and
Huh?
it looks like an actual nice restaurant. It doesn't look like
It
a
has
wing
very.
spot.
Have you been to Sisai?
What's that?
Okay,
You've been
never
there.
mind.
Oh,
Susai
Suicide Station?
Eat Station. He
Oh,
says
the-
the full name.
Suicide
Oh.
Station?
Yeah.
I guess it's the whole thing.
Yeah, it has like that kind of vibe minus the ninjas.
I love that restaurant, but the weirdest thing is, have you seen their sodas?
Yeah,
Those people who are like, we don't want Coke and all Pepsi. Let's go with this weird.
off.
And
it
they-
almost feels like the ones you see like in a movie where it's like, grab me some of
yes.
that something cola, and it's like that's not a real. That's made up for like
That
TV. It's nasty.
they switched that. They used to have regular Coke products there, and then just
do
one
remember
day
that.
they just I don't know if it's like them being all like local and integrated in like
Oh yeah,
Orlando.
we're using local IPAs, and it's like these all taste like fucking oranges.
These are craft
They literally all
sodas.
taste like
honey or oranges.
Like, have you guys ever used one of those like soda machine, like soda
Yes.
machines? And it's like, oh, the cola one, and it tastes like shit.
Yes.
it tastes flat, and you're like, this tastes like garbage.
You know what they need to update with soda is the Disney thing at Epcot with all the soda, the Coca-Cola
closed.
spot.
Oh
closed
yeah.
that.
What?
They closed it.
When was the last time you've been to Epcot?
A while. I did not know that they
To
closed
go
that.
into Epcot, you now have to like, you go to the turnstiles and you like walk, take a hard right, and you walk like, come out to where like Living with the Land is, the land area. Because like that whole area is shut off now because you know the areas where it was like the pyramid things and they had those little like plaques with people's faces. That's all gone. They're redoing everything. So Epcot's getting
way.
completely renovated.
I would have never thought they'd do that.
Not the
Yeah.
soda.
Disney now has gotten so.
I don't
big.
like the soda.
I liked the
That's how this
soda.
came about. I hate that soda
Free
place.
what is
bevs.
it,
You could
Club
hang out
Cool?
there all day. Yeah, I think that's what it was
Do
called.
you remember the smell in there? Why did it smell like that? You guys remember? The
I don't
smell?
Because
It
it
smelled like
was
feet.
yeah, because the ground is like covered in soda and then it gets like super sticky
Like a movie theater.
and like you can feel it when you walk. Like it's like exactly.
That's so nasty.
Was it?
I never thought of
Italian one? The Beverly. You were drinking that? It was at the Club Cool thing. It was like the.
I don't
I
remember
think
the
so.
flavors.
It tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, all I remember is that the ones that weren't specifically fruit flavored taste terrible.
Yeah, like a carrot one from Japan.
Oh my god.
Oh my! I
They
actually.
had
I
like a
remember-
kiwi pineapple from Thailand, which is also really good.
And I think did they have a watermelon one?
Yes, that was like
That one was
South
good.
Africa or something like that.
Yeah.
But they have that same setup. If you go to like Atlanta and do the Coca-Cola factory, they have that same setup. But like Epcot, they have like 8. Yeah, Jamie, pull it up on the screen right here.
Oh yeah, right. Let's see.
No, type in Atlanta Coca-Cola.
Are you recording the screen too?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, but like in Atlanta, they have like the whole Coca-Cola factory, which is pretty cool. It's like a museum and everything. They have like a Shrek ride kind of thing.
Okay.
And they had like those things, but at Epcot they have like 8 flavors.
Yeah, they had 8 flavors repeated 4 times.
Yeah, but in Atlanta they have every single flavor they offer ever.
Oh
and
my
there's
God.
like 100-something flavors. So that's when I remember trying the Beverly. I'm like, I wonder if it changed. And that was like years ago. I went to Atlanta, and then I went there when I got my Disney pass, and I remember tasting it. Yeah, the Beverly in the ends of Italy. It's disgusting.
It also looks disgusting.
And it's super. Yeah, it's not good. And then the.
That looks like a terrible sign for like a plaza.
Yeah, that's really bad.
That doesn't look like a
I don't know, though.
beverage.
Fancy pineapple, we can get that here now because that's also big in South America.
I really like the
The Inca Cola looks pretty.
Hold on.
That was pretty.
I think it
I
was
like the pineapple one. That's my favorite Fanta ever, and I had no idea it was from
and they only
Greece.
have like one row of it, and it's always sold out. Always.
People drink way too much soda at work.
they do.
That's what I've noticed.
It's the depression.
Honestly, that's why I think I've gained so much weight from working this day.
Oh.
Drinking all that
It's because-
soda.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. It's not even soda. It's just also like no activity whatsoever.
Yeah, working like outside.
Oh my
Half of
God.
it, I think it wasn't because of the activities. Because remember, guys, I used to wear that jacket all the time because I have my tattoos at work. To sit outside in the blazing Florida heat, and I would just sweat. So I think I was just sweating out any fat I had. So
True.
Because I kept the same weight the whole time. So I was just like, maybe it's just me sweating in that jacket.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like, I don't know. Because, I don't know, working in the parks, it's a moderate activity level. Like, you could say that you're moderately active if you
like
work
all
in the
that
parks.
walking.
Yeah. Whereas, this is just
What are you trying to do?
not the same.
All right, should I get into my car accident story?
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
Okay, so last night, I was leaving work, and it's like, I just went to Wendy's, got myself a Frosty. I'm standing at this stoplight, like an intersection. It's pretty dead. There's one car behind me, and I'm looking. And have you guys ever stopped at like a like an intersection? And you're stopped in like a turning lane, and you're at a red light to turn, but the cars are still going straight, and they're going by you kind of quickly. And it like just them going by your car, it like rocks the car a little bit. You feel like vibration. I felt like something like that, but so much smaller. And I look in my rearview mirror, and I was like, I honestly didn't even really notice. Like, I was like, I felt like somebody just, honestly, I felt like the smallest little tremor. And I turn up, and I can see the car behind me is very close to me now.
No.
And I see like a lady in the passenger seat with her arms like spread out wide, going like, like all scared. And the
No.
husband's like this, like confused,
Oh
and they're starting
my
to back up. And I'm
God.
just like, did he hit me? Because like because even if you tap somebody the slowest you can, it still makes the car rock.
Yeah.
and it feels a lot harder than.
And
it
especially
actually
if
is.
you're like, if you have your foot on the brakes.
Yeah, and I honestly was like, I don't think he did, but like they look confused, and their faces like they started to like turn their heads like dogs do when they hear a thing. So they're like, is he gonna stop? So what I did was I was like, I'm not gonna get out of my car and be weird and be like, hey. So I just kind of put the car into park because the light was still red, so they could see my lights like flash like to reverse anything to tell park. And he goes, oh crap. So he opened his car door. I opened mine. We got out and we kind of like walked to where our cars met, and we kind of looked at the cars, and then we looked and nothing was said. And I looked and I went, did you hit me? And he goes, I don't know. And we were just we looked at the cars. There was no evidence, but it was. He was like, yeah, I was on the phone, and my wife says that I hit you, but I don't know. And I said,
Yeah.
I don't know either, and I'm the one that got hit. And I was just like, we looked at the cars, and they were fine. So I was just like, all right, we're good. But that's like, if that would have been the case, I got hit. That would have been the third time I've ever been rear-ended. Every
my
single
God.
time, it's me
Wow.
just sitting still, and somebody's going thunk into the back of me.
Yeah, no, that's. You've gotten hit more than anyone I know, really.
Yeah, so
I've gotten hit once, and
I've gotten
we've
into
been-
3 undocumented accidents.
Yeah,
Pretty undocumented.
Yes.
Any of your fault?
most of them.
2 out of the 3 of them were my fault. Yeah.
Most.
I got pretty lucky, I would say, with the people that. Okay, so only 2 involved another person. One of them was the one that was not my fault, but like the passenger, like the rear passenger side of my car is pretty messed up because I thought it would just be a great idea to I pulled off on the side of the road to like go into this like abandoned plaza where there was an abandoned gas station, and I was like, wow, this looks really cool. I want to take pictures here because I was all, I don't know.
Was this in Oviedo?
No, this was in Ormond Beach. Like I was like nowhere near, and I was just going to the bank. Like I ran out to the bank and I was like, wow, what is this dilapidated town? This is pretty cool. I want to take a picture. And so I pulled into this abandoned gas station, and then I get my pictures or whatever, and then I back out. And like I said, it's an abandoned gas station. You know how they have the gas pumps? Every gas pump has like this fucking concrete pole on the end of each. I literally...
It's to keep people from you hitting...
it's
from hitting...
Well, there was
it did
no...
its job, technically. So.
There was no gas pumps there, so why are those still there?
Well, they're concrete.
Literally. And so...
They're there. Well, it's a good question. Like, they're doing their job. Even, like, they stayed there when everything else left.
But that's what's so frustrating about it is because they're at the level where you can't see them in your rearview mirror. You can't see them in your side mirrors. You cannot see these at all if you're backing up. And the stupid thing is I didn't have to back up. I could have just gone like this. So like I could have avoided that entirely. But
Will you lift that for her? She's been trying to get on the couch
being a baby
for like the last 10 minutes.
Come here, Storm.
Oh wait, crack.
Right now she's climbing up onto the couch.
There we go.
I hope she doesn't start snoring, because we'll definitely hear it.
Yeah. Oh my god,
She
she was
snores
snoring
so hard.
She was snoring
I
so
can see why.
loud last night that I couldn't fall asleep. I could not fall asleep last night because she was snoring like super loud, and you were moderately snoring on the other side of me.
I do.
It's really not that bad. It's like a mild snore. It can be bad, but
It's been bad before, but it's usually not that
Yeah,
bad.
You ever sleep apnea?
No. I'll just snore sometimes.
Have you done like a sleep?
I have
study
not,
yet?
but I definitely don't have that.
That's like a pretty serious thing. I've always heard people having like weird stuff.
But she snores like really loud, and I know it's not super normal for dogs to snore super loud, so I don't know what her issue is, but like, oh my god, it was so loud because her bed is right next to where I sleep, and so like it was literally just.
Yeah, no, I would have been woken her up. I've done that before.
I did. Yeah, I did. I woke
I'll wake
her up
and I'm like, hey, listen, you need to stop snoring. Or if anything, just let her out here.
We keep our dogs in the closet because the closet has an AC vent, so we put both their kennels in there, and they're next to each other and they're quiet because like there's plastic in the bottom.
And the room is muffled too with all the clothes, so if they start barking, you can just pretend to not hear it.
Every once in a while they'll get in a fight because their cages are next to each other, but they'll get in a fight while they're
just
in
bark
their
a
cages.
bark fight.
Yeah,
or
they'll
like a
start,
howling fight.
Scraping at the cages, even though they're like close to each other, they can't do anything.
They can't.
So we'll hear it and we'll be like, huh? Shut the door. It's no problem.
No, we don't keep her in a cage at all. I think I would feel weird keeping her in a cage now.
She would literally not go in a cage. We would have to like take the cage vertically and like stack it on top
Like an
of her.
old-fashioned cartoon trick where it's like kept up by like a stick.
Oh
You have
my
to, like,
god, put a
pull the
steak right in there.
Like the Family Guy thing, like, ooh, a piece of candy. Hopefully they go underneath it.
No.
And just pull the stick. And
Literally.
Like an old Tom and Jerry trap.
Yeah, that's exactly how you'd have to do it to her.
But
Just,
she would
like chase her around and drop it on her.
She would learn after the first time too, because I remember the first time we ever put her in the bathroom. I was like, okay, come here, and she went in the bathroom just fine. And literally the very next day, she was like, I am not stepping foot in that bathroom.
What's up, yeah. My dog. Oh, trying to get a dog to do like a cage, especially, you have to get them started like when they're a puppy. My dogs go in their cages like it's like if they're just bored, they'll just go chill out in there, which is good. Because when I want to go, I'm just like, all right, let's go, get in the cage.
Yeah, no.
It's weird how dogs get like on a schedule like that.
Well, yeah.
Like
it gets to the point where they're just being trained, because if they hear a noise, they'll expect something out of that noise. If you do a noise, what is that called?
like a
Classical
thing?
conditioning.
Yeah, when you do that, it's
a what is this? I should know this. I'm a psychology major.
So
It's
you're a
a
psychologist, you tell me.
so it's a
You can say whatever
conditioned
you want, I'll believe you.
stimulus. Yeah, conditioned stimulus. So like, let's say like if you train your dog to respond to like you snapping.
I don't know. It's like me like shocking your neck every time you blink, and
So I
then
would never blink.
I take the collar off, and then you're just like afraid to blink.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like
or what is
that-
it?
that
Wasn't there an
sort of
episode
thing.
of like The Office where it did that?
Yeah.
Every time Jim would restart his computer, he would say, "Want a breath mint?" to Dwight, and then he would start it, and he would not.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's
That is-
exactly
and he goes,
what he
and-
did.
Give you what? Yeah, I remember that.
And you can actually look that up. You can actually like The Office classical conditioning because that's like literally a perfect
And
example.
then he goes, I think my mouth is
wet or dry.
wet, or and he
Something
said
dry, yeah,
something
yeah.
happened to his
Well,
mouth because of it.
I guess. Well, whenever I watch like a soccer game, I watch my team play, and if we score, I always get like super like, yeah, I'll jump and I get super like excited about it, and I always said like as a joke like, anytime they score, the dogs get the treat. So, and I keep the treat like in the closet on top of a shelf. So every time I jump up, the dogs will run
And they would think
and
that,
they'll
that
go
they were getting
sit
a
at the
treat.
base of that shelf. I noticed it the other week where I was like, I cheered because we scored a goal, and I was like, yeah, and I guess I didn't run to get them a treat quick enough, and they're both sitting there, and I'm like, the hell are you guys doing? I was like, oh, my apologies, I forgot the rules. So I
Yeah,
have
they
to get
already know to expect the treat
yeah,
every
that's the
time.
reason why I think they're getting so fat. Is like,
Oh my
Chica's good
God.
this year, so I'm just shoveling treats into them because we're winning so much, and now they're
They're
getting.
gonna be so chubby.
Yeah, because I just got the dog trimmed up today because he gets long hair. It's not like
Which one?
Scottish Terrier.
And how trimmed up does he get? Like pink?
He looks exactly like the one from what is it? The Disney movie, Lady and the Tramp. There's a Scottish hair in there. He has like the skirt. He's got
So
the
it's
beard and the
so it's
booties.
like super short.
super
Like just
short,
like-
and then it gets long and it kind of hangs off of him, and then he has
Yeah.
like fluffy ears.
And it gets
a beard.
shiny too after a bit.
Yeah,
after,
but
right?
once he gets scruffy, he looks like literally like a homeless hippie.
Oh my
Like
God.
that '70s show. What's his name?
I don't even know his name.
Yeah,
Yeah, he looks like that guy. He's like
The
hey,
adult
man.
guy.
Yeah, so
That
it's like,
adult
he
guy.
looks completely scruffy, and you can't see his eyes. So we just got him trimmed today. So
Oh
I
my
haven't seen him
God.
today. But last time we got him trimmed, he was more of a puppy. So I assume when I see him today, he's gonna look fatter than normal.
I'm glad that she doesn't have long hair like that. But she
I don't
sheds
know.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about because he never sheds.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
dogs with long hair typically don't shed as much.
And
She
even now
sheds
that
a
he has
lot.
long hair, he picks up all the hair that the corgi, because he has short hair, sheds. So I look at him and I'll be like, "You're covered," because you know, it gets all over your pants. You have a shedding dog.
Mm-hmm.
My dog has the hair from the other dog because it's everywhere. So I have to
yeah.
like comb him to get other dog hair off of him because he's like he got hair that isn't his stuff.
And his hair, hair just it gets caught.
Yeah, it looks kind of
That's
gross.
so-
Like every time I take a picture, I'm like, "There's more of my other dog's hair on you than your own."
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
You look like you're covered in lint.
He's a mixed
Like-
breed.
Oh, you should lint roll him, and see how that works instead of.
At this point, it probably
It
wouldn't
wouldn't
be a bad
work.
idea. I mean, we've even considered like we should just shave the corgi, have a hairless dog.
Oh my
'Cause, like,
God.
I just got my new suit and I had to go to school. I had to do a big presentation. I was like, I want to put this suit on in the bathroom with this tile, no carpet, no dog, and I didn't even let the dog go near me. I was like, I'm just gonna get dressed.
And there was
I'll go
hair
out the
on
back door because it's like a Jack and Jill style bathroom. I was like, I'll go in, I'll go out, no dog. I get outside and I'm covered in dog hair.
Oh my
Yeah,
And I'm just
God.
like,
Hair
how
gets
the-
everywhere.
it's in the air. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
and like just sometimes I'm just sitting on the bed and I'll be like, it's just in your mouth.
No.
What?
That happen to you guys with dog hair?
No.
Oh, no, like
It's never
corgi's
gotten.
bad.
It's never gotten into my mouth,
'Cause
but it's
corgi,
definitely
like-
gotten like on my nose where I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, does it ever
Yeah.
get stuck in your beard?
I don't know. I wouldn't
Yeah, all
know.
the time. Like I'll be like,
No one tells me.
it's everywhere. Like,
No
dog
one
hair
tells
is
me
the
there's
word.
ever
I
dog
probably
hair in my
honestly-
beard.
I probably have a few pieces on me right now. Like it's that bad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. She's so precious.
She's a good dog.
We definitely want another dog though. I don't know though. What if we adopted instead of buying a dog?
Well, that's always,
Like,
I don't know, that's always better.
yeah. You
You
can't
would-
It's
really
always
adopt
better.
a Labradoodle.
Yeah, you
though,
would never find a Labradoodle.
in the pound. People love them too much.
Yeah.
That's one big thing. Like everyone says, like you need to adopt.
Yeah, you need to adopt.
And I'm just like, I understand that, but these dogs, if it's coming from a breeder, you're paying a breeder to breed them. But if it's already at a pet store, more than likely that pet store, because most pet stores nowadays are fucking terrible. I'll bash.
Well, yeah, Petland is like
Petland's
super bad.
Petland, honestly, like the pound is like a jail. Petland is like, I don't want to say it's as bad as it, but it's literally like a concentration camp.
Oh my
Yeah, the-
I
God,
got
yeah.
my dog. It came with kennel cough. It was underweight. It was not taken care of.
Yeah, no.
And when we were looking before we got that, we went to, I think it was like the Seminole County, Orange County pounds, or like the animal shelters. They had better conditions in the pet store.
Mm-hmm.
I assume it's because they turn over dogs so quickly they don't need to care. But like we literally when we got the corgi, it had kennel cough. It was unconscious for like hours. Took it to a 24-hour pet clinic, and we had to get, what is it called when you have like, it's a machine it's for humans as well. Like you breathe it.
A nebulizer?
We did get a nebulizer for him because it was kennel cough is basically an upper respiratory infection for a dog.
She's had kennel cough before.
Yeah. How'd you guys cure it?
Well, she got out and she went to the pound, and that's how she got kennel cough. But
She went to the pound again.
yeah, I don't know if that was her. I think that might have been her first time
That
going to the
definitely
pound.
was not the first
I don't
time
know.
going.
She's gone to the pound like 4 times now. Not since she's been here, but at my old house, there was like a hole in the fence, and so she was like, "Good, I can leave."
She's just on parole right now. Then.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
But so she got kennel cough from the pound, and so it was really, really bad for her. Like she was like spitting up all the time, and there was even a time where she just like collapsed, and I was like, "What the hell is happening?" So I took her to a 24-hour vet, and they were like, "Oh, it's just kennel cough. It probably would have gone away on its own, but." And then she like prescribed me, I think it was like antibiotics or something.
Yeah. The way we did it, because ours was so bad, like he was in so much pain, we had to use a nebulizer on him. They don't make a nebulizer for a dog.
Oh my
so
god!
they gave us this weird it's like a nylon sheet, and we have a kennel for him. So when he was a puppy, we had to put him in the kennel, cover the sheet, and then put the nebulizer inside with him. So we basically had to gas the dog.
Oh my god!
And it was the only way to give him because we had to give him antibiotics, and like I'm all for adopting dogs. I think you should, but like I don't. Like breeder, that's different. But
I don't know.
Like,
I
these
will
dogs
say,
are also already. It's not like you're paying somebody. Hey, will you breed this dog for me? These dogs are already like born.
and I wonder how many dogs end up like dying in the care of like these pet stores.
Oh, for sure. Like, I don't want to get like too much into it. I don't know if they're ever going to be listening eventually when we get famous, right, Michael? Like, there's a whole little isolation chamber in the back. I saw it one time through like, because you can kind of see through the cages at Petland into like the back, and I remember just. There was like a huge like section of a wall that had more cages on it, but it was covered with like plastic, and there was like 6 or 7 dogs in there, and they were all like you could tell they were sick. So that's like the isolation.
God.
So they're keeping all these dogs shoved in with each other, which is the big problem. But yeah, when we got our dog, there was so many problems with it.
Just move the table itself over. Like you have room here. Ooh. Those mic brushing sounds.
Terrible.
Those are the most cringy videos on YouTube.
Oh, I love ASMR.
Oh no, there's this one lady. I think she's from like I don't know. She's somewhere in Asia, and she puts like a microphone in her mouth, and then she'll eat. Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly,
I saw I think she has the most followers of any ASMR person ever, and I'm just like, how? Like she has like 8 million subscribers. I don't know YouTube took, but
8
but
million followers.
she has like 8 to 9 million subscribers. So like she's like rich off of these videos, and she doesn't say a word. She just eats.
What a career.
That's so weird.
Look up Sass ASMR. That's her name.
I really like this. I think there's a page where it's pressure washing ASMR.
Is this the girl you're talking about?
Yes.
This is so bad.
Honestly, like some people like it. I can't get into it. I'll watch the pressure washing ones. There's someone pressure washing like a I think it's like a driveway or something, and I was like, that's some good shit.
I can't do eating ASMR. I hate like hearing the sound of people chew, but like other ASMR I love. Like when I couldn't sleep last night, I put in like my AirPods and I just listened to ASMR because I like just to drown out the noise of the snoring.
The best thing to listen to whenever I like need to go to bed, because like I can't sleep unless there's noise. Because my first apartment, we didn't have a fan, and so we had like an oscillating fan. And it was the only way. So now like when I go to like anywhere else, I have to like Google or search like a white noise app or something, or I cannot sleep.
He likes like thunderstorm noises.
Yeah, I like natural sounds.
But I don't know. I love ASMR. Like these, I don't know. Especially the women are just so gentle. It's like they're like.
You seen the little redhead girl?
Lullaby. Yeah, she's actually funny though. Like her. I've never actually watched all of her videos. I've just seen like clips, because of like Twitter and stuff. But like I don't know. She cracks me up.
No, but like usually I'll type in like space travel sounds, and it's some weird like. Whoa,
oh, I've done that.
Like
it's called like space ambience or. Like,
yeah, and it just sounds like what it would be like if you were in space. Like
if you were in a spaceship or.
Is
something.
that accurate? Is this like approved by astronauts?
Apparently.
And this is a NASA clip.
I watched, it was like some video, they did some interview with an astronaut where it's like the only sound you hear is the sound that the ship is making. like if there's an engine
Yeah.
going or electronic, because there's no sound in space.
Yeah.
That's why like what was it? Oh, it was one of those videos. I don't know if it's what everything was BuzzFeed, where it's like astronaut breaks down sci-fi movies or like gangster breaks down gangster movies. He did what was like Star Wars in Episode 4, where like the Death Star exploded. He goes, unrealistic. If like the Death Star blew up in space, you would not hear it.
That's so crazy.
So I'm like, because there's nothing for the sound waves to bounce off. And,
yeah.
And I remember he was saying, if astronauts ever lost communications, the way they would talk to each other, which he goes, they never had to do it, but they could put helmets together, like the visors, and it would scream to each other, and it would vibrate through so they could hear. That's essentially what would happen, but it's never happened. But like, it's so quiet in space.
She needs to lift up her head. She's already starting to snore.
Yeah, no. We cannot have the snoring.
Here, let me do that. That way you won't snore.
Star Wars. I can't believe they got so much like I don't like when people give those movies so much shit because they're supposed to be fake.
People just like to hate what's good.
Diego,
if you're listening, we're gonna send it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. I mean, he eats everything that he likes, and then if it's anything that is
and all his
questionable,
opinions are from other people.
Oh my gosh.
I want him to listen to this.
You gotta
Diego,
show him.
you have a trash taste in movies. Justice League was a bad movie.
Justice League was the worst movie ever.
It was not better. What did he say? Better than Endgame?
Oh my
Did
god.
he say that?
Yeah,
What
he said
was it better?
no. I think he said it was better. I think he said it was better than Infinity War.
No, he said better than Endgame, not better than Infinity War. So he said he put it right in the middle.
Oh my god.
People who liked Infinity War more, which I feel like is like 50-50.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Justice League was a trash movie. Like, no character development whatsoever. You learned nothing about like the individual plot lines of any of these characters.
The whole Warner Brothers, like they just rushed it, and it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was pretty bad, but like they could have made it good if they would have taken more time.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
I
was upset while watching the movie.
They could have fixed it, but they decided, because Zak and I was the director, which should have never happened in the beginning. And they said when he left, because I believe he had like, I think he's a kid that had an issue, like he's got sick, so he stepped down. Another director came in. Instead of giving more time to reshoot and redo things, give them extra budget, they're like, keep it on track. So you can tell in the movie what's Zack Snyder and what's the other director, which I don't even know his name. But, and I feel like now because that movie did so bad and got so much crap, I feel like the whole series I feel like it's just gonna be a bunch of standalone movies.
Well, yeah, that's why.
Well,
because
Wonder Woman came out before that, and I loved Wonder Woman. Like, I thought Wonder Woman
was great.
And
good. Like, I don't know, like that movie was just so disappointing because I don't know, you didn't feel any connection to anybody or any conflict that was happening. It was just like, I am here and this is happening in front of me.
It was the first one to come out was
Man of Steel. Part of the series, yeah. And now that was a good movie. A lot of people say it was crap.
I liked
hated it. But I think a lot of people, no one really likes Superman anymore because he's like, when you think of superhero, you instantly think of Superman.
Well,
he's
yeah,
so generic.
He's just a lame ass.
OP, and he's a fucking goody two shoes, like almost kind of like Captain America is. Just like, get everything done. Have to take
Captain America's cool and all, but he's also such a fucking dweeb. Like, I don't know. I like him a lot for his powers, and I think he's like a cool hero.
I like him. If anybody else played him, I would not like him.
Yeah, I just hate the whole getup. I hate the whole outfit. I hate the title. Like, I really wish it was something else. Outfit. What's the Infinity War?
I don't think he had no mask. It was like black almost, black, dark blue. It was
okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Because was it Winter Soldier? They think he's dead, so he goes back to the Smithsonian and he steals his old uniform. From
the one that looked like one that looked like a hoodie.
Yeah, so he went and stole that. That's the uniform where it's like, I don't like that one.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think the coolest looking hero is definitely Black Panther. Like, that's such a sick outfit.
Loved, what's it called? Iron Man.
Iron Man's always been cool, but I mean, the only thing that changes with his suit is the shape of the little light.
The blue thing, yeah. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it.
The core. That's what he calls it, right? Something like that.
I really like Black Panther, and everyone... I didn't see it when it came out for a long time, and when I finally saw it, I was like, it was it was okay. And that
Yeah.
makes me racist, apparently.
Yeah,
everyone
no, that's...
was like, it's such a good movie. And I was like, but really, was it that great?
I can't watch it again, though.
Yeah, honestly, I watched it once, and then, like, before, like, I think it was Infinity, Endgame came out, I was like, I'm going to rewatch them all. And there was some I skipped over. That was one of them. Guardians 2, super overrated. Oh.
I don't know. I like
Guardians?
the first one more than I liked
Guardians 1 is my...
Or I like the second one more than I liked
Yeah,
You do?
the first one.
I agree.
But
Wait,
I also
I don't
saw
know.
the second one before the first one.
Then again, I don't know. I like their dynamic better in the second one, and I think that's why I like the second one so much.
Yeah.
But
I thought
the
it was a
whole
weird story.
it is a weird story. Like you're on this, like his whole dad story
That's
is
a
Yeah.
sleeping
But
planet.
it's
or
Kurt
something.
Russell.
I
Yeah.
am the planet. And also
That's
Kurt
true.
Russell's just like, I only like him in Tarantino movies. And the movie Overboard. Anything else, I'm just like...
Oh no,
Kurt Russell Christmas.
You have to watch the
Oh,
Kurt Russell
yes,
Christmas.
yes. I saw that. That was good. But like,
It was good.
as Santa, he was great. But he ain't no Tim Allen. So
Oh, I agree.
Tim
I
Allen's
disagree. I disagree. I love Kurt Russell
wasn't
Christmas.
even what's his name? Adam Sandler, Santa at one point, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Who's the one comic actor who did a Santa
Vince
movie?
Vaughn. Vince Vaughn
I
was
think Vince
Santa
Vaughn did
one.
it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's even.
I have never seen this.
Like,
Vince
he's-
Vaughn was in 4 Christmases. I believe that
Is
was
there
the
like
name
a
of the movie.
whole like Santa Claus lineup like there
Yeah,
are
go ahead and
Superman?
type in like top 10 actors to play Santa.
Top
If
10
anybody puts what's it
Santa
called, Tim Allen, not
actors.
as number one, it's just stupid.
Yeah, Tim Allen has to be number.
Tim
Allen
Allen is
Ooh,
definitely
there
number
we
one.
go.
All these other people, they don't matter.
I
Let's
don't.
see.
Who's Wendy?
I have no idea
Santa.
who these people are.
What's Santa Claus's wife's name?
Tim
again?
Allen,
Is it Mrs.
Bob
Mrs.
Thorne.
Claus. Yeah,
Did
I
you
don't
even
think
get
she
a
has
first name.
I don't think she gets a first name. Wow, rude.
The elf Santa
I will
is
say-
so trash.
I don't know. I think he plays a realistic Santa. Like he's a.
What's a
You
realistic
do know
Santa?
Santa's not real, Bailey, right? You do know. Do I have to
I
break this to
don't
you?
know what a realistic.
Paul Giamatti played Santa.
In
No.
what? Fred Claus. I remember that movie. Is that Kevin Spacey?
It is.
Oh
not
my
Kevin Spacey,
god,
is it?
that is Kevin Spacey.
Oh my god, everything. I honestly, I love Kevin Spacey, but when you watch movies now, you're like,
It is.
ooh.
It's rough.
Kind of like any movie you watch that was produced by Harvey Weinstein or any show.
Yeah.
Or except you're here with Bill Cosby, you're like,
Yeah.
I mean, I never really
It's
liked
just
anything of Bill
tainted.
Cosby. You brought up. Wait, was it you? Did you bring up Fat Albert?
I love Fat
that was
Albert.
a
Terrible.
great movie.
No.
I
You remember the
love
first time?
Fat
You
Albert.
remember the first time I watched Fat Albert? You guys both did elementary school in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys do the St. Augustine field trip?
Yes. Mhm.
I am the only one that I know that never went to that field trip.
Damn, I remember.
Not my school did not do it.
Because that was like the first time I rode on a bus that wasn't a school bus to a field trip. They brought like the coaches in. So it was the giant buses. They had movie
Oh
screens
yeah.
on them. And they're like, we have one movie because I guess teacher brought a movie and it had like the TV over the seats and we watched Fat Albert. It was the first time I ever saw that movie. Probably the last time
I
saw
remember-
it.
Never.
But I remember being at like
The first and only time I will ever watch that movie. That's what it was
I
for me.
love that movie. That movie. Okay, so I remember because I owned that movie too. But the first time I ever watched it, and I didn't watch movies in theaters a lot as a kid, but the first time I ever watched it, it was at the Oviedo Mall, and it was back. It was in between. Okay, because now they have like the $5 movie Tuesdays. They didn't have that for like 12 years.
There used to be free movie Tuesdays in the summer. Do you remember that?
I think that's what it was because
And
it was
movies from the summer before.
and that's it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like the movie had already came out. My mom was like, "Oh, let's go because it's free." And it was at like noon or like 1.
Oh my god.
And I was like, "Okay." But I fell in love with that movie and I owned it after that.
You went to the movie theater to see Fat Albert.
I did, but it was
That's
free.
so bad.
It was free.
I wouldn't go if they paid me.
What?
It could be
It's a
the
good
opposite of
when,
free.
When was the
and I
last time you
wouldn't
saw
watch
that
it.
movie?
I saw that movie probably when I was like in 4th grade or
And
something.
I will say I have no idea if the movie was actually good or not though, because I have not seen it since I was like
That's a lot of
7.
movies. I think though, like
Yeah.
you ever watched a movie you haven't seen in 10 years and you're like, oh, I remember loving this movie and you watch it and you're like,
It's so sad.
what a flaming
You have to
dog
keep
turd.
watching it.
What
That's
is
the
that-
only way to
What is
keep
that
the
movie
flame
that I was
alive.
like, oh my God, I loved that movie. That movie was so good. And you looked up and it got a 1% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my god, I don't even know the name of that.
What was it though? Do you remember like,
It was like some
Was it the-
comedian guy that you said was so funny.
yes,
What movie?
Masters of Disguise
Oh.
with Dana Carvey?
Yes. What is it?
It got a
Am I too
1%.
turtly for your turtle club. I remember that. I've probably seen the movie in like 20 years probably.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. I own that movie like on VHS.
This is embarrassing.
3.3 out
It got
of 10.
a 1% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Jeez.
That is embarrassing. I would never watch this.
The mom from Wizards of Waverly Place was in that. And
Oh my god.
I remember
Good
when
for
Wizards of
her.
Waverly Place came out, I was
2002.
like,
2002 still feels like
A
yesterday. And I'm like, oh, that's 8
1%.
years ago.
literally,
But it's 18 years ago. I was 6 when that movie came out. It's
I
insane.
was 5.
I was in Puerto Rico.
That's my favorite age.
No, but
Those
the movie
are my
for me like
ages.
that was I probably haven't watched it since I was probably in like the 9th grade. It was The Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds.
I've never seen that movie.
And honestly, because then we would get our parents to drop us off at the Oviedo Mall as well in the summertime in like 9th, 10th grade because we didn't have cars or driver's licenses. So we get dropped off by one set of parents, picked up by the other, and we would just look at the movies because in Oviedo there was really nothing to do.
Yeah.
The movies, or you had to go wander around the Altamont Mall and not buy anything because that's what you did when you were younger.
Yeah,
You're like,
no,
let's
but
go to the mall.
I
to do
loved
what?
the Altamont
to buy
Mall.
a soda and to walk around.
Yep. And I don't know, at the Oviedo Mall is the same thing. You go to the Dollar Tree, you get some snacks.
You walk through the Barnes and Noble, look at all the weird books.
Literally.
And you're like, let's touch everything and then put it back.
My parents thought that I was missing in the 5th grade because what?
What?
They were missing in the third.
Yeah,
Missing in
my
the
parents
fifth
thought that I was missing in the 5th grade because I was in that Barnes and Nobles, and there's no service in that Barnes and Nobles. So they came to like pick me up from the mall, and I didn't respond for like 30 minutes. So they thought I'd been
This
kidnapped.
is pre-Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and this is when I had like my prepaid phone, like my prepaid little flip phone.
Oh my
and they
God.
tried calling me to let me know that they were like there to pick me up. And I was at the back of the Barnes and Nobles, and there's no service at the back of the Barnes and Nobles. And so they got like the mall security, and everyone was like
That is-
searching for me.
What does Oviedo Mall security look like?
It's one
They come with
guy.
Security at our work.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Will you turn his up?
yeah, so we would get dropped off at the mall, and I remember we were like, Green Lantern. That's when I was kind of just getting into superheroes. My best friend Matt was like, let's go watch this. And I was like,
And it was this Green Lantern?
exactly the Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. And at the time, I was like, that was a cool movie.
2011.
And I was like, that was a great movie. I loved it. And I remember I watched it. I remember I bought it on DVD, like when it came out from FYE, if you guys remember that store.
Yes.
And I remember
I
I
was
bought
too
it, and
poor
I
to go in
still
there.
have it. Because my dad's moving out of his house, and I noticed I still had the DVD, so I brought it back to my apartment now. And I'm like, hell yeah.
I was
And-
way like young when that store was around. I remember where it was at the Florida Mall. The FYE.
FYE.
I don't know if your
Entertainment.
guys' FYE was as cool as Oviedo's
Oh, yeah,
FYE,
we had arcade
but
in
we
the
had
back.
the arcade.
There was like an arcade in the back,
I
and it was
had-
like an awesome arcade.
It
Like
was awesome. I
it
got
was indescribable. Like,
unlimited Care Bears.
I remember like
Oh
that
my
was the first
God.
time I ever got those like super sticky like slappy hands.
That's
Like,
where you
stuff.
went for that?
Oh yeah, I got those. I remember like bringing it to school and almost immediately getting in trouble for it.
I never went into that store.
Well, I don't know if all FYEs were like that though.
No, I think that was just it because they went at the Altamont Mall, where I remember I bought other superhero movies there because I remember when I instantly got into superheroes in like high school, I was like, I'm gonna buy a bunch of DVDs because FYE's going out of business at the time. So I was like,
Yeah.
buying DVDs, and I was like, this is as cool as the Oviedo Mall is. But I remember that arcade closed like halfway through its existence.
Yeah, because the FYE
Wow.
remained open, but the actual arcade closed
And
before then.
Then like after that, the GameStop moved. It originally was called Planet X. It wasn't called GameStop.
No
So
way.
it became GameStop. GameStop moved, and now it's like a Paul Mitchell school for hair salon.
Yeah, but they
it's
do
so
have
random.
They do have a GameStop back. The GameStop is back, but
At
it's
Oviedo
at the
Mall,
old
yeah. It's
Hot
one of,
Topic.
Like, what, 3 stores that are still
Like
Running in there?
yeah, like 3 franchise
It's
like
businesses.
such a sad mall.
GameStop.
It's a movie theater with stores next to it.
I have
Yeah.
not been in that mall in probably over a year now, so I'm not sure what's left, but
Like,
You think it's been over a year?
it's definitely been over a year.
do you remember the big green like play for it?
Of course I
Which
do.
honestly, like, I just no way I can honestly describe anybody to what that looked like.
Yeah,
Because
me
it's just
neither.
like no one. It's like who the hell designed this?
Apparently, a good example of it is
Yes,
of it?
it's on the cruise.
on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Is on Royal Caribbean boats.
Yeah.
That's
On
where they have it.
Royal
it would be something on a cruise. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if you can type in Oviedo Mall playground.
I guess play. Yeah, look up play area.
It's definitely gonna be there. There's got to be a
Somebody's gotta
picture of
post
it.
Boom, right there.
There it
Yeah,
is.
that's it.
And
oh my god.
it towered so high.
Oh my god, it's so weird to see it.
The one on the Royal Caribbean did not go that high.
That's so weird to see it. I remember because like there's like the rivers going throughout the mall. Why not? I remember the metal grating over it. I remember when I was little, I was terrified of that. My mom would have to like pick me up.
Oh, I get
Or
what
if
you're
I
saying.
was in like a
This is what they have
is what it
now.
looks like
Pathetic.
now.
Pathetic.
Pathetic. Look at that. Did you hear though that somebody bought it and they're gonna put apartments inside? I think it's because what there was Dillard's, Macy's, and Sears. I think the Sears is about to go.
What?
Macy's
The
is
Sears
gone.
was Macy's is gone
Dillard's is
and
barely there, and I think they're turning those into apartments now.
I don't get what they're doing with that mall. It makes absolutely no sense. They have that like district play eat kids. I don't know.
Eat kids.
I think that's what it's
Oh,
called.
great! You're my favorite.
It's like I don't know. I think kids eat and play are all in there somewhere, but it has laser tag, escape rooms, mini golf, arcade.
You know the escape room there looks like it's like a one little square, like
It's the
50
size of
square
this room,
feet.
and somebody made it in 20 minutes or less.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let's just give them math problems, so that'll give them a key or something.
Honestly,
Like, they need to do their homework.
Yeah.
The way to get out of the room is to complete your homework.
Literally.
And kids are like dying at
This
the
is lame
mall.
as hell.
I don't know, but I guess people love it. Like my younger cousin.
When did this start though?
This
I don't even know what the.
I think it
this is the
opened.
first time I've
Well, I
heard
think
it.
it's been open for about 2 years now.
Damn.
So
I
my younger cousin, she used to go there. Like she's 15 now, and so she's in high school, and she's too cool for it. But when she was in middle school, she used to go, like with a bunch of her friends. So I guess it brought a little bit of life back to that sad mall.
Did you guys ever go to like a daily
Like a
like
summer camp?
YMCA
Yeah.
sort of
I don't know
thing?
if you remember. It's called Kids Gym. Do you ever hear about that?
Yes.
So in the summer, because my parents worked, and so I had a nanny growing
Over
up.
on that side, like
On the way down to downtown Oviedo, yeah, on the 419.
in like the tiny street, right?
Yeah, it was literally in like a warehouse.
Yeah.
It was this warehouse that one side of it was like a tumble gym, like you'd like in gymnastics kind of, a big tumble area. So they had that kind of stuff. The other half was like they went to Home Depot and was like, give me 4 of your wooden play forts, we're gonna nail them all together. And it was
Oh
the
my
coolest thing ever.
God.
It was like a maze of playground sets, and it was like the coolest
Yeah.
thing ever. And
That's
like they were
cool.
super tall, and I remember my mom would drop us off there because I had a nanny growing up, and there was one summer we didn't have one because my parents worked all the time.
Yeah.
So we didn't have one. So like, you're gonna go to kids gym, and I was like, this is hell. I remember, depending on what grade you were going into the next year, because it was a summer camp, you got a colored T-shirt, and my mom fucked up the paperwork and was like, Zach's going into the same grade as his sister, who's 2 years younger than me. So
Oh
it was
my
me.
God.
I was supposed to be going into like 3rd or 4th grade. I was hanging out with the 1st graders,
And they
were
never
Oh,
fixed
and I was
it.
like,
No.
no, I'm going into 4th. And the camp counselors were all like UCF students who didn't give a fuck. They're on the summer break, and they're like, "Oh, okay." You're still sitting with the kids in the white T-shirts. I remember being like, "This fucking sucks."
Oh my God.
And then my friends were all blue T-shirts in the other room having fun, and they had like a movie room too. And these like counselors didn't give a shit. They'd be like, "Jurassic Park for the 2-year-olds. Put it on, whatever you want."
Oh
I remember
my
that was the
God.
first time I watched Power Rangers, but I was surrounded by many fucking asshole
Little
first
kids.
graders. Not even first grade. They were kindergartners becoming first graders.
Oh
and I
my
mean, like,
God.
this fucking sucks. And I remember being like, Mom, get me out. And my sister's so refers to it. Because I remember one day they bring us in like food, and they brought us in like chicken biscuits or something one day. And one of them was raw as fuck. It was like purple.
No.
And my sister, still to this day, I don't know if I'll go as extreme as my sister called it.
She ate it?
No, yeah, she was the one who found it because I was picky. I wouldn't eat that shit. I would eat like the bread. The opposite of what you guys are doing. I would just be like, give me the bread. I'm picky. But I remember my sister to this day still calls it. I don't know if I would go this far, but she goes, every once in a while, like, hey, do you remember in like summer of this year, like probably 2000, 2003, that time, was like, do you remember going to Auschwitz for the summer? And I'd be like, what? Like, oh, it's kids gym.
God.
Kids gym.
That is
Terrible.
so
That's so
funny.
bad.
I have such like bittersweet memories because like my only time that I ever went there was okay. So I don't know if you've heard of Kids Are Kids. It was a preschool that was also in.
Yes. Is
It was-
behind
it
the
is-
McDonald's?
It is now.
Or was it originally?
It was originally on Chapman.
Kids Are Kids. Child Time. That's the one I went to.
Yeah. So this one was originally on Chapman, but then it moved.
What?
Anyways, regardless of where it is, it was just like a regular daycare, you know, or like a preschool, because this was like my preschool. And then my friend, my rich friend, she was like, my mom's switching me over to kids gym for preschool, because they also had a preschool program. And so so luckily, like, our moms were friends, and then and so like
They moved
they
you.
well no they like talked about it, and so we went there with them one day. We did like the whole like kind of like orientation thing or whatever. They showed me around and everything, and I was like, this is awesome, can't wait to come here. And then my mom was like, absolutely not, that is way too expensive.
Oh my god.
And then
I
so I
imagine
lost my
if-
best friend.
I imagine how badly your friend would have hated if your mom talked her mom out of taking her there.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
come
'Cause it-
on, this is just too expensive, and Bailey can't go, and she's gonna be way happier with
Whenever
Bailey.
you first walked in, it like, I don't know, it just felt so magical. But I'm glad to hear it wasn't.
What elementary school did you go to?
Redbug.
Okay, I went to Parton. I remember. I don't think they do it anymore because of like it was just weird. I remember they would have like the bus loop. They have all the buses line up. And then they have an area at the end of the bus loop where all like the like what's it called, like daycares line up.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
have their own like little school buses, which is cool. But back when I was in elementary school, they had like white vans pull up.
Yes.
Like rake vans.
Yes.
And they would have like a magnet sticker saying either child time, kids are kids. There was another one.
Was there a karate one?
There's a karate one.
Yes.
There's a jiu-jitsu one. There's like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu one and a karate one. And then there was another one that went somewhere else. I remember I would get picked up in there, and it was just a dude in a white van, an old white van. You get in, and it's all these other kids going to that,
Oh,
and you get out. I remember
all the leather seats are broken, and they scratch the back of your little boy.
Yeah.
like,
Oh my
knee.
God.
Literally, and I remember begging to go to child time because my best friend Casey, his parents would work late. I had the nanny, but I was like, Mom, I want to be with Casey because my best friend. And she's like, I guess. And she signed me up. And after like a month there, I was like, fuck that shit. Get me out.
I want to
So
go home.
The only time I've ever gotten into like a physical fight.
Oh my
I don't know. That was probably one of the 2 or 3 times I got in a physical fight. That was the first time, at least. I remember we had like cubbies. I had like a mad stack of Pokemon cards.
And they stole them.
They were just gone. I remember, and I felt bad because now that I think about it, I think like, oh my god. And I'll admit this. I remember this kid was like playing with them, and I knew they were mine. I knew they were fucking mine. I knew exactly how they were placed. I had like the different kind of Pokemon layered.
Yeah.
And like, of course, I organized them because it was like my pride. And I put it in the back, and all my shit was rummaged to. And this kid's having them, and he's going through them. And I was like, what the fuck? And I went to grab him out of his hands, and he hit me. So I hit him back, which is essentially the last day. And then like later I realized, now that I'm older, I'm like, that kid had special needs for sure. I was like,
Oh
I
my
hit an
God.
autistic kid because this kid flipped when I pulled him out of his hands.
Yeah.
But he
yeah.
went into my cubby and took my Pokemon
Well, yeah, you were a
cards.
little kid too, so I mean.
I was probably like 6, and I was like this kid, and I don't know. I'm thinking like that kid definitely.
I don't know. I think the worst thing I ever did as a kid, like to another child, was hitting them with my skateboard.
Yeah.
Because they stole it. They didn't borrow it. I turned their steal into a borrow, pretty much. Because they were fucking just riding it around the tennis courts at like my
What do you mean
grandma's
hit?
house.
Did you like
So
pick
he
it up like over the head kind of
yeah.
thing?
He was like he was holding it, and I'm like pulling on it. I'm like, this is mine. Like, you had your little turn with it or whatever the fuck that was, but this is mine, and you cannot use it. And he's like pulling on it, and then I yanked it and I swung it right at him, and it like I don't remember where I hit him. I don't remember. I
Did
think
he cry?
he cried so bad, and
you
he
just,
ran
like,
to his
thinking,
mom.
I gotta run away.
No. I just ran upstairs to my grandma and his mom, who was way younger than my grandma.
Was this
came
in
out.
Puerto Rico?
No, this was here. This was on Curry Ford.
Oh my God.
This was in the Hood Rats. And the lady's like screaming. He's like, yo, kid hit my kid. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Oh my God.
And my grandma comes down, and she is not having any shit. She has a cigarette. She has a natty light in the other hand.
A natty light.
A natty light.
Was your
in
grandma a
in
frat boy? Like
No. No, my grandma was like Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, like trash.
Northern
like,
Hispanic trash.
Yeah, like Hispanic
Mm-hmm.
trashy habits infused with
That was
a
always
great
fight.
cook. Yeah, no, she was like a savage, and she went out and she yelled at that like
How old are you?
other lady.
What
I was
happened?
probably like in like 5th or 4th grade. Probably
Yeah.
more like towards 4th grade.
The great thing about growing up in the suburbs is that parents don't want any shit with other parents. That never happened in my corresponding situation with the baseball bat.
Oh my
I've
god.
heard this story before.
So it wasn't it wasn't a legit baseball bat. It was like
A
a
wiffle ball?
Nerf baseball bat.
Like a plastic one?
Yeah, it was like what is it called? Like,
A wiffle ball bat.
It was plastic in the inside and foam on the outside.
yeah,
Okay.
like the hard foam. It was not that big of a deal. Anyways, so this girl in my neighborhood who was such an asshole to everybody.
Say your name. Say the
She
name.
knows who she is. If she hears this, she would know who
Say
she was.
the name.
No, you should say her name.
You should say her name. Like she's actually gonna be listening, Bailey.
Yeah, she wouldn't be listening. Her name is Sydney.
Sydney, what?
Oh my
Fuck
god,
Sydney.
I'm not saying last names, but I don't know. I bet she's like cool now. But like whenever we were kids, she was an asshole to everybody, and so she was bullying my best friend who was a guest to our neighborhood. So like everyone in my neighborhood all hung out in like a group for like hanging out with your neighbors. And so she was a guest to our neighborhood, and she was being such an asshole, like straight up like bullying my friend.
What?
And so she like turned around, and I had this like baseball bat in my hand, and I don't know. I'm not like a
just swung
confrontational
that
person.
shit.
Straight up front, what is it called? The Japanese mafia? Yakuza? Like,
Oh my god.
Straight up.
So I hit her in the back with like the baseball bat, literally as hard as I could. And she turns around and she's like, Bailey. And then she just starts like sobbing. And then because the thing is, everyone had like a little bit of beef with her about something, like she started something with everybody. So like the other neighborhood kids, like the 2 other kids that we were with, were like comforting her, but at the same time they were like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, no.
But her parents, I openly told my dad about it when I got home, and he was like, okay, like good.
for you.
And her parents never said anything to my parents. They never said anything to me. And that's because that's what I was most afraid about. I was like, I don't want to get in trouble for this. I didn't feel bad about it. I just didn't want to get in trouble. And no one ever said anything to me about it.
Yeah, no.
So-
I always avoided fights whenever I could, but all of my fights ever were from like 5th grade to like from like 3rd grade to 5th grade. In middle school and high school, I was cool with everyone, but in 5th grade, I was riding my uncle's BMX bike, and I'm just like riding, and then these other older kids, maybe like 4 years older, come up to me and they start asking me about the bike or whatever. And then he says, how hard can you punch? Like he asked me that.
He
and
invited
I'm like,
you.
yeah. And then I was like, what? Like, and he said, punch me in the shoulder. Like, and because he was like just an older kid, I was like, what the hell's going on here? So I just like tap him in the shoulder, and then he hits me full force in the stomach. I lose all the air
How old are you?
I'm in like 5th grade. He's
when
probably
did you move here?
When I was in 1st grade
Oh,
is
so
when
I
I
was
moved
gonna
here.
say like it's probably like no, senor.
No. It definitely was not in Puerto Rico. I'd have probably died if it was in Puerto Rico. They're
To the
like,
death.
"Is that your bike?" And they start shanking
Senor, you're right.
me. Yeah. And then I just he didn't even take the bike, so he just hit me to hit me. I fall to the ground. I leave the bike where it is. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this bike. It's not mine. I don't care. And I ran to my front door, and it was locked. I didn't have a key, and I'm like just like hitting the door so hard, crying. And then my parents went and found the kid and got into like this crazy fight with his mom. And then his mom looked at me and was like, "Did you hit this kid?" And then he's like looking down, and he's like, "Yeah." And then she slapped the fuck out of this kid. She slapped him so hard that he like, I'm pretty sure tears like flew off his
Brain
face.
damage.
Like that's how, yeah, like concussion, like on his ass.
Did you ever get hit? You as a kid?
Oh, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
I have never been in a physical fight.
Have you been hit? Like, were you spanked as a child?
Oh, not really. My dad spanked me. Okay, this is gonna sound really pathetic, and this is such like a white people thing. My dad spanked me once, and he cried, and I had to comfort him.
That is so
That's
funny.
Yeah. My parents never hit me. They did the mind shit. I remember, and now that I think of it, I think it's like it sounds worse. My parents like reversed the locks on my door. So if I did something bad, I got locked in my room.
Oh my god.
I wasn't just
Oh
put
my
my room, I got
God.
locked in my room.
That's some like.
And before I got
Was that
locked in,
'cause
they
of
would
your
go
dad?
in and remove all the contraband. So no more Game Boy, no I Spy books. All that shit was coming out. No Plastic Army Man, nothing. Locked the door, and that was it.
That must have came from your dad.
No, my dad was very much like the weak one. Like if I knew,
really?
I knew I could push my dad. I can still push my dad, but my mom, she laid down the law. I was just like, I remember all the times being in that room, just like midsummer, like middle of the day, like pretty sunny out, but just quiet suburban Florida. And me just locked in there with nothing in my room, and then me wailing on the door, Mom, I go to the bathroom. I want to come out. Sorry, I'm gonna throw up.
Oh my
Just
god.
super
I remember
emotional
getting into like
child.
those like tantrums, and you're like, I'm gonna throw up.
Oh my god.
I know they didn't ever lock me in a room, but I got like, I don't know. They would hit me, like just like, and it wasn't like a planned hit. It was always reactional
Like,
to what you did.
Like a smack.
Yeah, it was always like a smack. It wasn't like, wait till we get home. I'm gonna hit you when we get home.
Bullshit.
Yeah, no,
It's
because
like,
if
"Go
you
pick
if
out
you
a stick.
That's how my uncle was with my cousin. He'd be like, which one of these spoons?
Wait, like wooden spoons?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, do you want the salad one or the hard metal one? Like,
or do you want a fucking fork? I think this one.
Oh my god.
I think this one warrants a fork.
it's crazy how like nowadays if you get spanked, it's like, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what was the movie? I know you guys watched it. You guys loved it, but I thought it was okay. Little Women. When
You
got
thought
her
that was
hand
just
switched.
okay?
We'll get to that. But you know, she got her hand like switched, and it was like cut up and bloody.
Uh-huh.
That shit was like normal back then.
Yeah.
And apparently that shit was normal in like the 1950s and 60s.
Yeah,
Like
well-
my grandma used to tell me that, like her teacher would keep like a foot long piece of rubber garden hose. I'm like, getting hit by a rubber garden hose, you know how bad that must hurt?
My
That's so bad.
mom, she grew up in, like, she was born in the late 60s. She grew up in the 70s, like, in elementary school. She was, like, in the, like, it was, like, the early 70s. And she said that she had a teacher who had, like, a closet full of different paddles.
Oh my god.
Like, just, like, paddles for, like,
That's so
specifically
weird.
for that
Did
reason.
she probably took the paddles.
That
home,
happens
too.
in, I think it happens in the movie Grease, where I don't know if
a
it's,
hot minute since I was in that movie, so
I don't know if I'm just getting two movies
She's
confused.
coming to school the next day like, my husband got me another paddle, and
they keep buying me
this
these.
one's really nice.
Literally.
You guys are gonna hate this one.
For Teacher Appreciation Week.
He's at home like, babe,
Why
I
aren't
keep
you
buying you
keeping
these
these? Oh, they're not for
paddles. I keep spending like $30 each week on these things, and you keep leaving them at work. Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah, back to Little Women. I thought it was so overrated and such a blech movie.
What?
But the thing is, though, they've made that movie like 8 times.
Yeah,
It's
they
been a
have.
play.
Yeah.
The original one from I think it was like 1999 with Winona Ryder. It's like a lot of actresses.
Yeah.
Like, you look at it and you're like, these people are big.
Yeah.
That movie was 10 times better.
I have
than the
not
original.
seen. I've not seen the original.
And it's one of those movies like. There's the original Great Gatsby, then they remade the new one. That movie also super overrated with DiCaprio. Good movie, but overrated. Same thing. I'm not saying the
I've
movie's
never
bad,
seen.
but it's
I've
very
never seen that
overrated.
one.
But that's overrated I think it's overrated in a completely different sense than, like, I think Little Women and the remake of The Great Gatsby were, like, very different. Because The Great Gatsby is overrated because they try to, I don't know, like,
That
just
book
the way that
sucked
it was
anyway.
filmed, it was just like, it looked like a fucking music video.
Yeah, it was very
Who
weird.
is the guy that does that? Who directed that movie? Because that's like
What movie?
his theme. Because he also directed the Romeo and Juliet with DiCaprio. So, like, that's his.
Gatsby.
That's like just the way that he
Type in
films things.
2000 and
Baz
Baz
Luhrmann.
yeah, he does different things. But yeah, the movie was just very weird. I've also seen it live at the Bob Carr Theater, and the play was much better. And for some reason, I've seen that play. And when that movie came out, I remember Michael's, you gotta go see this movie. And I remember I'm like, I'll go see it. And I remember thinking, oh, this is the same as Little Women the play.
Yeah.
And I remember being like,
Yeah,
hated
I
the
guess
play
they're all
I
the
was
same.
young, and no one, when you're young, you don't appreciate theater at all. But I just thought the movie was very overrated. I thought the acting was great. But I'm saying it's a bad movie. I just thought people were like,
Yeah,
freaking
it was
out.
way
I don't know.
overhyped for
And
me.
then
I don't-
everybody on Twitter was like,
You
why didn't
fake.
No, I said
No.
it was way overhyped for you.
Oh, I thought you
For me,
said.
I was just
I
like,
thought
I was like,
were,
Michael, you even told me
agreeing.
how much you loved it.
Oh,
It
no,
did
I
make
loved
me,
it. I
the
thought it was
scene where
great.
like I forget what her name is died. That got me too. Like that was that made me cry a little bit. But like,
I cried a lot during that movie. I think it feels, I don't know. It felt authentic to me. And I think that ties into like the acting was very good, but also just because I haven't seen any other Little Women thing ever. So I had nothing to compare it to, but just like the story itself is just oh my God, it's such a good story.
But the one I couldn't stand, I forget what her name is because I cannot pronounce it. The main like
Really?
girl. Her acting, like her character to me, I was like, does this girl have Asperger's? Because the way she speaks, I'm just
Well,
like,
I think-
you gotta calm down.
I think it's because she has a thick Irish accent, and she was doing like a British accent, which I can't imagine is too hard from an Irish
I
accent.
thought she was doing like one of those New America like Civil War accents. Where
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, yeah,
like they
yeah,
had
yeah.
that's how they spoke for
The
the
Paul
longest time.
Revere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they apparently sounded like a weird mixture between British and American.
Yeah.
Back in that time.
And I don't know. I think that's why, because I agree. Like her voice did sound kind of weird sometimes, but I think that ties into the fact that she has a very thick accent. Like if you hear her in interviews, and her name is Saoirse.
She's what?
Saoirse Ronan.
Scottish, Irish.
Yeah.
She's Irish.
So
I don't
and
even
she
know if it's an Irish
speaks-
name, but I know it's a very weird
It
name.
is an
It's hard to
Irish
pronounce.
name. Because in an interview she said that she thinks that she even pronounces her name wrong. Because in Ireland it is pronounced a different way. Like
Hold on.
it's like I don't remember if it's like
Go
Sorshy.
IMDb. Go all the way up. Right there. Go.
What are you
See
looking
where it
for?
says underneath?
Oh,
See
here
it?
it is.
Yeah, right there. And that's honestly the best website. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I've got my account, and every movie I've ever seen, I've rated. Apparently, I've seen like 800 movies because 800 things that I've rated.
Oh my God, you rate every movie you see?
Yeah.
Every movie.
I think there's only
he
like 2
sees.
movies I've ever. Yeah. What the fuck is that name?
That's
Yeah, it's Sorsha. I think it's, oh my God. I've always pronounced it, like since I first heard it, I've always pronounced it Sorsha, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong right now.
What other movie was she in? It was also done with the same director. Is it Lady Bird?
Lady Bird, yeah.
That
I
movie
did
was
not.
amazing.
I will
did not
say,
care for Lady
I thought
Bird.
that movie was overhyped.
Yeah, it was alright, but honestly, people flipped out all over Twitter because what's her name, Greta or something?
Greta Gerwig.
Didn't get nominated, and I said it doesn't even matter if she got nominated. She would have lost because I don't know if you guys saw Jojo Rabbit.
And I don't know, when people
She got
were like,
snubbed.
I will agree. Like, I do think that movie should have been nominated. Like Little Women should have been nominated, but people were like, "Oh, this is just unfair. Like she deserved this. Like she's never gotten an opportunity like this." But I think Lady Bird was nominated for Best Picture last year.
Best Picture, Best Director.
I don't know. I like Little Women way better than.
I liked
Lady
Little
Bird.
Women more too because I don't know, Lady Bird. I really like coming of age stories, and that's why I liked that movie. But it felt pretty similar to any other coming of age story.
But Jojo Rabbit, who I believe here, go to IMDb and go to, or type in Oscar winners. That'll tell us because I know Google keeps that. J2020 will give you them all right there. Because I'm pretty sure Jojo Rabbit also was nominated and won Best Adapted Screenplay.
And
everybody was like, it should have been nominated. I'm like, doesn't matter if it got nominated. Like, it should have been nominated, but
wait. I thought Little Women did get it nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay.
I think it did, but I know it lost to Jojo Rabbit, and also
People were saying that she should have been nominated for Best Director. People were saying like that was the ultimate snub, is that she should have been nominated for Best Director.
Honest, though, like, what was so special about that movie?
I don't know. I liked it. I think
just the directing style was very much like it's very basic. Editing and the way things were like framed, I was like, it's very basic.
And also, I don't know. This was like a common theme. This was like a theme in the movie that everybody. I will say it's like cool that it existed, and that they did it this way. But it is something that was like, it was an obvious choice, but the coloring,
the hue,
yeah,
you could tell because it took forever. I didn't catch it until like the end of the movie because you were kind of like, and you don't really know what's happening for the first like half hour.
I don't know. The only reason I caught it immediately is because I read something about it before. Like I saw
was the hue? Blue.
It was blue for current times and a warm hue for.
So back in the day, things were like happy.
Exactly.
And in the present, things are like all depressing. That's always
But
the case.
is
what's
that
the hue color they use whenever they show in American movies? Mexico? Isn't it like that weird like?
Yeah, it looks like there's
Orange.
sand
It's
in
like
front of the
super
fucking.
It's
saturated.
we're in South America. It's like this weird yellow color. You're like, wow, it looks like this, and you actually get there and you're like, I don't like these.
Literally, why are there
You get
clouds?
there, it's like, why is everything prettier than back home?
Yeah. Literally.
On the way home, like 2 days ago, it looked so smoky outside, and it just smelled terribly.
Yeah, what's it called? What is it called? It's the something hour when it's
the golden hour.
golden hour. That's better than the golden hour. It's not even an hour. It's called the blue hour. That like 20 minutes in between when the sun just has gone down. Everything's nice and blue and purple.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's my
right before
favorite.
the moon comes out.
Oh, I get those feelings. Like I have like those flashbacks to sitting because my parents worked so much when I was younger. My sister was a lot more social than I was, so she'd be out of the house all the time. I remember sitting in my home by my house at that hour on hot 90-degree summer days because I couldn't go anywhere. Like middle school and high school, just sitting and being bored and being like, it's so peaceful. And now I'm just like, God, I was so bored. I remember being bored. Now that I'm this age, I'm like, God, I wish I could go back to just being bored like that.
Me
'Cause,
too.
Like,
Yeah.
life is so like nowadays. Now you're like, man, I wish I could go back to being bored and
kid.
waking up and being like unlimited amount of time to do whatever you want. You can sit in front of TV and do nothing. Now it's
And
like
you don't feel guilty about it.
now it's like if I watch TV for time, I'm like, oh God, I gotta do some studying or I gotta do something.
Literally.
For work, or I gotta get ready. It's like now it's like fuck.
Other than work for me, it's more like just like, let me just work on what I want to do, I guess.
Honestly, dude, I envy that. But honestly, 2 more months, I'm gonna be.
Yeah, good for
in
you,
that
man.
position. I'm so excited.
That's great. I better be invited to your little graduation party or whatever you're gonna do.
There's party. I was gonna
I
say
don't know if I'm gonna have graduation
for the ceremony. There's like
No, you got to do something.
like-
At least a dinner or something. And if you don't throw it, I will. I'll throw some for you if you don't.
oh my god, we can make mini sandwiches.
Let's do it at Andretti's. Do the go karts.
Oh, that'd be so. I'm there.
Would you
Let's
do
do
go
it.
karting, Bailey?
Yeah, of
We've
course.
been
Would you
wanting
go
to do it for
race,
so
or would you
long.
go just to have fun? 'Cause
Oh,
my-
I would go to race.
My
I've been.
girlfriend goes to have fun, and it's embarrassing.
Oh my god, no. We used to go to Fun Spot when I was a kid to do like the go-karts there.
Yours is gonna be at
Okay.
the top by the microphone.
Okay.
But
And this
it's
one's
on the actual thing.
Oh, okay. I was just like, oh.
That's where yours has been. You've been moving around all kinds
Yeah, I'm
of-
just turning knobs. All I know is this one is definitely yours. I don't
and
even
mine
know.
is right across from
This
his.
one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've seen touching the other ones. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm just like
Let me just switch whatever. You'll have
Yeah,
to
but
turn mine. You'll have to turn mine up now a little bit.
yeah, but like the blue hour. Oh, I remember
Yeah.
those days.
No, I love the sky here. The sky in Florida, I don't know. And so this is like with New York. New York was really cool because everything is there, whatever. Like the city is cool, but I felt so claustrophobic being in between all the buildings, not
Don't
really
you
knowing
feel like
what the
being in
sky
New
looked
York
like.
in a big city? Don't you feel like if you lived there, didn't you feel like just walking outside is like a lot of work? Like I just felt like being there was like tiring just for being there. Same with LA. I was being like, God, it must take a lot of work
To live here.
just to be conscious and walk around.
I don't know. It wasn't the walking really didn't bother me too much. I actually liked like being able to navigate the city, you know?
Yeah,
But I will
liked
say
not having to drive.
it definitely did feel claustrophobic. Like the first time, because when you see like pictures of the skyline of New York City, you're like, oh my god,
Yeah, it
I
doesn't look
have to
like that
go
while
there.
you're
It's
there.
so beautiful. But then you're in the actual streets and you're like you're just
Yeah,
surrounded
you don't even
by
know what
buildings.
time it is in the day.
Yeah, and it looks darker.
It's always darker than it
Yeah,
actually
'cause-
is. So it feels like your day gets like there was a day where we went to bed like at 9:30.
Yeah, just because it felt like the day was like
That's over.
Way
so
too long.
Yeah.
Like what was it? I remember there was some days where I would pull doubles working at the Mummy, and it's like soundstage. You can't see. I remember if
Yeah.
you would miss if I would sometimes I'd go in early in the morning when it's still kind of dark out. I'd work my shift. I would bring lunch. I wouldn't leave.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't have greeter or something. It happened a few times, and you wouldn't see the transition from where I went from the early morning to nighttime.
Yeah.
And I remember that would mess me up. I would go
Yeah,
home
you're
and I'd be
like-
like, I don't know if I'm tired or I'm like,
I feel loopy.
where it's like, you know the feeling when you feel exhausted but you don't want to sleep?
Yeah.
It was like
It
that.
didn't register to you that a day went by.
Yeah, and you're like,
Like-
what the fuck just happened? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
no.
The
Those
worst
are
is
those
being jet
starboard
lagged, though.
days.
Especially like if you guys ever go out to LA and you take the flight back, it's a lot of times the flight back from LA is called the red eye flight. And it leaves at like 10 p.m. and you fly through and you're accelerating through time. So you're basically time traveling. You get here at like
Yeah.
5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and your eyes are red. It's the red eye, and it literally feels like you were drugged. And like
Really?
oh, it's terrible. I remember telling a friend when I just went to England, like, hey, who went out to San Francisco, I was like, good luck on that red eye flight. And she texted me saying, yo, that fucked me up.
Really?
Like,
Is it
terrible.
the same thing like from here to England? Like as long as you're going west to east, it's gonna be weird.
It's pretty much if you're going against time.
It wasn't too bad because the way it works, because it's a lot longer. It's only 5 hours to 3 hour difference to LA. It's a 5 hour difference to London. The way it usually typically works is you leave at night. You leave at like 9 p.m.
and you'll get there in the morning.
And you get there around like 7 or like 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. So like when I last went in October, I left at like the flight took off at like 9 or like 7:15, 7:30, something like that, and we landed.
And you're supposed to sleep that whole time.
Yeah, and that's what most people do. Like the
That's so weird.
They give you your meal and they're like, good night. And I remember being like, went to bed. I don't sleep too well on planes at all, especially if I'm like not like I've only flown. Even when I flown first class one time with the beds. I still couldn't sleep on those because I don't know. I hate flying because that recycled air, that chapped lips. I hate it. I remember like waking up.
This last time I enjoyed it. I had a good time on the plane. Like not a good time. Like I wasn't like I want to be up here often. Like it was more like it was an enjoyable, relaxing.
A good flight. I think I've only had one good flight, and it was on the way back from England. I had to fly from London to New York. And it was like a 7 hour
from
flight.
New York down here.
Yeah, and I had to transfer down to Orlando, and I remember it was on a Boeing 777, the new 777 Dreamliner. And the way it's set up is it goes
233.
333. So
oh my god, that's a big plane.
The most big planes like the 747, it's 343.
That is crazy.
I remember I was in the middle section. I was on the right hand side in the middle, so 1, 2, 3 in the middle, and the two seats next to me, they shut the plane door, and there was like not a lot of empty seats, but there's two empty next to me.
Yeah.
And the steward. Steward.
What's the
That's
the
such an old. That's like
attendant.
saying, oh, the waitress. Sorry, it's called a server now. It's called a flight attendant. My apologies.
Yeah.
The flight attendant looked at me and goes, they checked in, so I don't know where they went. So I guess they missed the flight.
The plane
they were like, let's not
slave.
get on the flight because they think that I don't know. Whatever. So they didn't get on. So I had all this room, and I remember usually you're cramped and you're like, oh, I fucking hate flying, and you're just like you watch like the seconds go by like minutes. You're like, oh my god, this is like I got off that flight feeling refreshed. I had a nap.
Yeah.
I watched the new Godzilla movie. I watched
the second one.
Yeah, which wasn't that great. Not great the first one, but Diego fucking hated the first one. Don't know why.
The first one was good.
It's not Diego. No.
It's
Diego
not supposed to be a good movie. It's a monster
movie. But apparently they didn't show the monster enough in the first movie, which I understand. But I needed some kind of story. It was good.
Yeah.
But so I watched the Godzilla movie, which is okay. Then I watched the movie Contagion, which at this whole time of coronavirus, it's a good movie to watch.
Oh,
and
no.
if you have bad anxiety with that kind of stuff, don't watch it.
No, you gotta watch. I gotta watch Parasite. Is Parasite about this sort of thing?
No. Parasite's a. You
thought
just gotta watch Parasite. You have to.
I don't want to know what it's about. Don't tell me.
Yeah. Honestly, though, when
I've
you
always
watch
thought
Parasite,
it was about
your
a
subtitles,
sickness.
you need to keep your phones like face down. You need to focus.
Yeah.
If anything, go see it in a movie theater because it's back in theaters now. And they're showing it a lot. And
really?
The easiest way to concentrate on a movie is in a movie theater. So.
We want to go see a movie on Tuesday, but we wanted to go see the Impractical Jokers movie.
I know, I want to see that too.
That clip you showed me was hilarious.
Yeah. But on that flight, I remember I watched that movie Contagion, and I remember it's a really realistic disease movie, especially at this whole time with coronavirus stuff, which I know we said we didn't want to talk about.
Yeah, no.
And I think everyone's fucking tired of hearing about it.
It's so annoying. That's all I talk about at work.
Honestly, it's like the only thing I hear on the internet is either coronavirus or fucking Bloomberg for president.
Yeah.
And
just
honestly,
random
like
shit.
I didn't even know that was a thing until I got YouTube. Like, what is it? YouTube Red. You and me, the only people who have that are just like, what ads?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's everywhere. But
I have not seen any. I remember
sitting in like the end of the movie, they show how like the disease started.
Uh-huh.
And the disease eventually gets cured, but a lot of it, like millions of people die. So it's not like, but it wasn't like enough where it's like a whole continent got killed off, like a plague or anything. It was just like a really scary disease, and it was like it showed a lot of the chaos. It was a very realistic movie. It had like Matt Damon, Lawrence Fishburne.
How old
Kate
is this?
Winslet. Maybe 2010 here. I think it's 2010.
Contagion.
Contagion. It's a really good movie. Like it.
Oh, I found it. They're listening.
It was actually really good.
Contagion.
2010 maybe. 2011. Yeah.
Really?
Really good movie. I think it's free. It's either on Amazon, Hulu. It's got to be free on one of those now.
Amazon Prime.
It was really, really good.
somewhere.
Yeah, Jude Law
it's
was
on
in
Hulu.
it. Gwyneth Paltrow, Kate Winslet. Really good movie. Really well done. And I remember sitting and they showed like at the end, because you don't know where the disease comes from, and at the end they kind of show where it came from. And there's a scene where someone's like coughing on a plane, and I'm on that plane having a good old time. Like I already had my like hour nap because
No way.
I remember someone went, and I remember being like on that flight. And then the best part about that flight was though there was a kid in front of me, like in front of me to the right, and he was watching Endgame.
Oh, so you were watching Endgame on his screen, or?
It was kind of like looking at it, but then like the flight attendant talked to him. It's like, "Oh, have you seen this movie?" He goes, "No." And then like, and I'm hearing it, but I'm not registering it. And he goes, "Oh, do you have a favorite superhero or something?" And he goes, "Iron Man." And he hasn't seen Endgame. And the flight attendant goes, "Well, enjoy it." And I remember like, hearing that being like, and the flight attendant looked at me because I guess he saw that I realized like this kid's out to watch this
what he was
superhero
talking
get
about,
murdered, or he's gonna kill himself. And I remember being like,
it's like we're gonna have to land this flight for this child.
He's gonna have a mental breakdown when he's Iron Man.
He's gonna blow the window.
But if you look up IMDb and look up the new Black Widow movie, it lists Robert Downey Jr. in the credits.
Oh, really?
So it's a movie that happens, I think, right after maybe Civil War. No, it happens after
between the films Civil War and Infinity War.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, if you scroll down and look at the cast, Robert Downey Jr. is in there. I don't know why. Google.
Where there he is.
Yeah. Rumored. Okay, rumored.
Oh, okay.
But what's her name? Florence Pugh is in there from Little Women in Midsommar. She's in there. She's like the new upcoming actor.
I'm so glad I never watched Midsummer.
Honestly, though,
I don't want to see it.
I can see it like as in like an artistic, like it's a very weird.
It's
movie.
like let me try and make people feel weird.
It made me very uncomfortable. But the weirdest thing is that there's a version of it because you know when you watch a movie, there's like the black bars, like because it's a widescreen movie.
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
did a version of it where it was white bars, and the movie is very bright. It's like I don't even know.
Oh, I bet that's scarier.
It makes it very like
eerie
because the movie is set in like this beautiful like just green.
I've seen videos of the movie.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's like a perfect place, and it's what made it weird. It's not really even like a horror
It's like a
movie.
paradise. It looks like.
Yeah, it's like in like the Swedish mountains or something, and it looks beautiful. And they have these white bars, which give you that feeling of calm, but you know there's like you're uncomfortable.
Oh,
Kind of like
that's
the movie
weird.
Hereditary. Did you see that?
That one was weird too.
That made me be again super uncomfortable. Same writer, same director, very creepy. But
I liked it because of that, but I didn't enjoy
I liked it because that was
watching
a
it.
traditional, like it was a ghost story. This one, I don't even know what the fuck Midsummer was.
I don't know. Hereditary was way more than just a ghost story.
That like the
Casper is a ghost story. That shit was fucking creepy. That little girl's head was put on whose body?
Are you talking about Casper as in the one with Hilary Duff?
Oh no, I'm talking about the cartoon.
That was Hilary Duff when
Yeah,
she
that
was
was
like
her.
6 or 7 years old.
Who was the dad? Was it Bill Pullman? Who was it? Go to IMDb. Type in
Casper. I can't believe we're looking up
Did
Casper.
you know Hilary
right now.
Duff is trying to make Liz McGuire, but Disney apparently is like no because they want to keep it PG.
Yep.
But she's like no, that would be stupid because
It's a 30-year-old woman. It's about a
she
30-year-old
wants to be realistic.
woman.
And now she's trying to get it to be,
On-
I guess, on Hulu.
On Hulu, yeah. She put out like a statement on her Instagram. And I don't know if I think she's just trying to use it's like Twitter, do your thing kind of thing, you know? But yeah, she put out a statement like on Instagram, pretty much like trying to, I don't know, I guess like get more movement on it. Cause she was like, I'd be doing a huge disservice to
the character because it's not realistic.
Exactly.
Kind of like, what's the show that, Fuller House? Mm-hmm. That was a bomb. I used to like Full House a little bit.
I never even took the time to watch Fuller House.
It was so because they kept it PG. It wasn't realistic. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I liked it as a kid. Watching it now, it's more like, why wasn't I just living my life instead of watching these fuckers like live this extra nice life in San Francisco with this nice ass house? That was what Full House was. They let that little girl in their house all the time.
Do you remember Cinderella Story? Remember that movie?
Oh, I love that movie.
I remember that Oviedo Mall. Seen that too with my mom.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to scroll down to like the bottom of her.
I remember having a CD.
There, Casper
having my dad
meets
burn
Wendy.
a CD of songs by Hilary Duff and Jesse McCartney. I remember that. Do you remember that?
Oh my god.
I was a huge
That was
fan.
her.
Oh, that's like a spin-off. Casper meets Wendy.
Yeah, but this was like
I
a
remember the
full-on movie. It was
Yeah,
an
that
hour
used
and
to
a half.
and that used to play on Disney all the time.
Yeah, it was terrible, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I totally get the whole I want to save this show, but I think
I think it would be good.
it's just
It's a
hard
win-win
to.
for everybody. Like, it's
Yeah,
good
no,
for the fans.
that's
I wouldn't mind
exactly
watching
what
it
I was
because
thinking.
like that show.
It's like I don't think enough people will watch it to like. I guess they'll watch it enough to where one season is worth it, but there's no way they were gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
It'd have to be really good, and I would agree that PG would not be that good. But
Yeah, it would.
either
It would
way,
most definitely
is
flop.
the new That's So Raven PG?
They're doing
Well,
another
yeah,
That's
it's on
Raven?
Disney Channel.
And it sucks.
You're kidding? They're doing another one?
Wait, no,
No, they
it's
did do
already
another
like a
one.
thing.
Oh,
It's like probably on its like third
Whoa.
season by now.
that's disgusting.
It's called Raven's Home. Look it up.
Raven's Home,
It's about her being a mom,
Birdhouse.
and it's on Disney Channel.
Is this it?
2017 happened 3 years ago. I didn't know about it.
Wow, this is so
What's
bad.
their rating?
Oh my god! And look, it's still going. The next episode is on March.
Did they have
something.
to make this kid look just like this guy?
Eddie?
Recording the House. That was a good show.
Corey in the House, I liked.
Corey in the House was
A
a good
lot.
show.
7.4 out of 10. How the fuck did it get 4 seasons?
Oh my
4
God.
seasons.
Watching this.
Yeah.
I think it's just kids on Disney
Well,
Channel.
she knows, like, if this show goes under, she's done. Like, what else is she gonna do?
Well,
She did
she's
that
in
really
The
bad
View.
talk show
Is
with
she
The
still?
View.
I don't think she's still
She's
on
not
there.
anymore.
No,
The View
they
even-
they kicked her out.
Oh, that's a good show.
Jack Ryan. I've never
really
seen it.
Good show. It's one of those shows, like, especially you look at that, you're like, there's no way John Krasinski can play that.
Oh no, he was in that Benghazi movie. That was
Very
pretty
good movie too. No one saw it though.
No,
This is a
no.
Michael Bay movie. No one's fucking seen this Michael Bay movie.
Michael Bay ain't that bad. It's pretty bad, but it ain't. I like Transformers.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm
What?
so glad. Sorry. I was like freaking out because I could not think of this word. The word was administered. I don't know why I couldn't think of
Are you
that
trying to do
word.
homework right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just like, what are you doing? But there was a movie.
Oh, you're doing homework?
Yeah, I'm just doing
Oh
my
my gosh.
thing right now.
One of the most underrated movies ever was done by Michael Bay. It was called Pain and Gain. You heard?
With The Rock and Mark
The Rock,
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg,
I
Anthony
love
Mackie.
that movie.
Movie is you're probably the only other person that's seen it.
It's
honestly
so good.
Maybe it like wants to.
It
break
might
into
be my favorite Rock movie.
Probably, yeah. It's honestly, it's one of those movies that like I can't explain why I loved it so much because it's nothing super. It's pretty special.
It's just a
pretty-
fun movie to watch.
And honestly, it's based off a true story. And if you look it up, how much of those things actually happened, you're like, what the fuck?
It's pretty much.
Because even in the movie, like where like he's high on coke and he's like trying to kill somebody, or whatever, and it's like if pause, he goes, yes, this is still a true story.
Yeah,
At
it'll
the end they
freeze
showed
frame.
them.
And
Yeah,
it
I
says
remember
it.
being like, oh my god. And that movie, it like scratches almost into my top 10 favorite movies.
Really? Top 10?
It's
I'd
definitely
give
my
it
top
like
25 just because I remember, again, seeing it at the Oviedo Mall, getting dropped off and like watching that movie.
I
And I
never
remember-
saw it in the theater though. I waited till it was like on FX.
I remember, I don't know why we saw it. It was pretty much like in high school, like that time, it was nothing else to do when you're young. So it was like, what movie's on today at the local Oviedo Mall? And you would just choose one. I remember there was one time where we like, there was nothing else, so we chose a movie. And it was like one of these really weird, like, I don't want to say it like, but it was like one of those black movies. It's like a rom-com.
It was what, like a
Specifically for
Medea?
middle-aged black couples. That's what I'm just going to say. I remember me and my friend Matt walked into the movie theater and was like, oh, it's one of these movies.
Yeah.
And we just watched it because that's all we could do is watch a movie or stay at home and watch a movie. There's nothing to do until we got cars.
I don't know.
And I don't know, like, let's say we did have cars. Let's say we were
Yeah, what the hell are you
okay.
gonna go do?
Well,
anyways?
no,
Something to
exactly.
do.
Because let's say that we were like 16 or 17 when, like, during the year that we were like 8 or 9 in Oviedo. There was nothing to do in Oviedo. Oviedo has come a long
Honestly,
way.
I go through Oviedo and I'm like, man, this is fucking crazy. These like kids growing up here, like this is Oviedo's one of the coolest places ever. I would kill to live there again,
Oh my God,
especially
not me.
now. But growing up in Oviedo, I was like, there's nothing fucking to do. I remember when that UCF
never
campus was like
knew.
half the size. I remember it was just like all 2-lane roads, and now it's like huge. I remember when that skate park wasn't there. I used to like skateboard to the skate park. I was a skater punk.
Where's the skate park?
Lockwood. It's you guys are
I
on the
don't think
other.
I've
She's on the
seen
other
it.
side of Oviedo. I'm on the
Oh,
other side.
okay.
Yeah.
I lived.
And
on
I didn't even grow up in Oviedo for most of my life. I went to
Yeah.
because I grew up more on like the Oviedo.
closer
it
to
was
downtown Oviedo.
It was well, yeah, that's where I lived like during high school. But like, I grew up right on the border of Oviedo, Winter Springs, Winter Park,
okay. yeah.
right in that section. Like when you're going down Aloma,
Mm-hmm.
where Aloma meets Tuscaloosa, that whole area, or like Redbug and Tuscaloosa, that whole area was the area that I grew up in.
You were between towns.
I literally was like, if you went like maybe like a mile over, it wouldn't be. I lived in Oviedo, but if you went like a mile that way, it would be called like
else.
Castleberry.
Yeah. I was 5 minutes from the airport my whole life, like right.
I'm trying to move now.
Right
like
to where.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was not in a nicer area. It's definitely more like Cimarron.
Cimarron.
Yeah, Cimarron right out the
honestly,
airport.
when I think of Orlando, I think of Cimarron or Colonial.
I hate Orlando. I want to move so bad.
I love and I hate Orlando. Like, I love this city because like there's so much to do. My friends family here. But if somebody was like, "Hey, here's a job offer, something to do," I'd move in an instant. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But like, I love, but I hate it at the same time.
There's a lot of places I wouldn't move to though, because Orlando's definitely way better than a lot of options. I would not move anywhere south
of Orlando. I wouldn't go to Tampa. I'd probably go to Tampa. I would not go to Miami.
Tampa's a nice area, but I wouldn't go any further.
I would not go anywhere near Miami. Fuck Miami.
I actually don't think I would live anywhere in Florida.
Jacksonville.
Other than here.
There's some really nice places in the Panhandle though, but it's like when you think of Florida, you don't think of the Panhandle.
Yeah, no.
I just hate
can you think
the Panhandle is more like Alabama to me.
Yeah, I don't know one person from the Panhandle. That's Tim. That's the only person.
No, Tim's from Gainesville. We talked about that.
Tim is from Bell, Florida. That's like right in the armpit, almost in the Panhandle, but like more in the armpit. He's from Bell, Florida. I remember he showed me a picture. Yeah. Well, I
talked about where he was from for like 20 minutes with him one day, and he said he was from like a small town in Gainesville.
He says Gainesville, but if you look it up, Bell, Florida is like an hour away from Gainesville. But it's one of those things where it's like...
Gainesville's not in the Panhandle, though. Gainesville's only like 3 hours away.
It's like up there, but like it's right above the armpit. And if you go to like a little to the side, to the left, you're in the Panhandle. It's kind of like he just says Gainesville, but you know when people
nobody
ask you
knows
where you're from, you just say Orlando. Because But it's one of those things. I'm from Bell, Florida. I remember he showed me like a street view of his city or his town.
My God.
It was just a collection of buildings spread out in some like wilderness.
There's a record store.
I mean, that's the restaurant that everyone goes to, and that's it. And I was like, bah.
But I mean, that's kind of how Gainesville is. If UF wasn't in Gainesville, Gainesville would literally just be a swamp town.
Literally.
I hated UF. When I toured that school, I went there twice, and I did not like it.
UF?
Yeah, twice.
Oh, really?
I did not like it.
So, did you like apply for colleges and you were just like, fuck it?
No, I didn't apply or anything. Huh?
Why'd you tour it then?
Well,
was it like a field trip?
It was part of our class. Yeah, like my teacher wanted us to go to all these colleges. So I went to USF. I went to UCF. I went to Valencia. I went to UF.
Did you ever think about going to college?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely thought about it, but it's not like, I don't know. The more I'm not in college, like the longer I'm not in it, the more
you're never gonna go back.
Yeah, I don't think I will.
Honestly, yeah. I'm at that point where now I'm trying to decide on grad school. I know if I take too long off, there's no way I'm going back.
Well, your dad wants you to go to grad school.
Both my parents are like, do it.
They're like, you better do it. I think you should.
Like, I just like honestly, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it online. I don't want to deal with people.
Online after just graduating. I think that'd be easy.
I want to see what I can get now with this degree, but like nowadays...
Listen to me. I think it'd be easy, Zach, me with my zero college experience.
I think
it'd be pretty easy for you.
But to be honest, I feel like, especially nowadays, the whole... like, you pretty much need a master's degree nowadays to be what a bachelor's used to be 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And back then, even like 15 years ago, an associate's would still get you something. Now it's like an associate's, it's just like a high school diploma.
High school
It's
diploma.
like, congratulations, you showed up.
Yeah.
I will say that is how it is. I feel like the fact that I'm going to be getting this, and just even like the people that I'm in my classes with, I rant about this all the time, to be honest, is that like a bachelor's degree really isn't much, in my opinion. Yeah. And like even when I'm in my classes and like, I don't know if it's just like psychology majors, but like hearing these people talk like they're like doctors makes me want to fucking vomit. Like we're all undergrad students.
Because like it's one of those degrees where you like if you're gonna be in psychology and you want to be a psychologist, you have to do like 8 years of school.
Yeah, you have to get your doctorate and you have to like
you gotta finish the full 8 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you have to get your doctorate in order to be a.
Takes?
Well, you have to get your PhD. So, what's it called?
Yeah, no, I don't think I could last 8 years going to college.
Because you have to get your bachelor's, your master's, and your PhD.
Yeah.
And you have to do like a lot of psychologists have to do like clinical work as well. I don't know. It just depends on like what you want your career to be out of the psychology degree. But like as an undergrad student, just don't talk like that, you know? Like you really have no experience on the subject. And all they'll do is like just like name drop like popular psychology terms, you know? Basically how I mentioned like classical conditioning, they'll say that as if they said something
And
like
they'll look
they
around
discovered
waiting
it.
for their cookie.
literally
And just like,
literally.
Hello.
And like they'll
said it.
name drop these different like mental illnesses and like try to like compare them and like try to relate them to like whatever like the professor's talking about, and the professor's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, good. I'm glad
good
you know
for
the
you.
That's how people
definition.
now, even if they're in school, you hear people like out in public and they say things they've heard on the internet. You're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like I don't know who you think you are.
Or people who think like they read something on the internet. Like, you remember working at like the Mummy? It's a roller coaster. People come through and they think they know everything about roller coasters.
Oh, they think they're engineers.
Yeah,
and
like,
they
I
think
know this
we
works.
give
And
a
you're
fuck.
like, that's not how it works at all. You fucking idiot.
And
Literally.
it's not even wondering, because even if they were saying things that it could possibly be how the ride works,
The way they're saying it's just
the
like,
way they're
you don't.
saying it, it's like, listen, it's okay to not know. You can just
Yeah.
ask me. Like, you don't have to show me up. I don't give a fuck about this ride mechanically. Like, I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
offended.
But, like,
it's
you're
so
wrong.
stupid. Yeah,
problem
that's
with
another
school-
Diego trait. You know
But the thing
he
with
goes
the
to Six
roller coasters,
Flags.
Diego does know about those.
Diego will show up to Six Flags with his phone and have like a PowerPoint he made at home. He's like,
Let me
you
explain
know
how this
this is how what you work on works. Yeah.
We need to have Diego in here as well.
Oh, we should. So
we need to have Diego.
we it's not really fair that we're shitting on him without him here.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll definitely have
We need
him
to have
on.
him on here, like, for sure. I just want to have like us two, and then like I just want to have a bunch of questions, and it's just like
Oh, we need to
just
bombard him and
cross like examination of Diego. I want to hear what he has to say.
we need a psychologist. Like we need you to write a thesis on Diego's
Oh my
hatred.
Find out what's wrong
God.
with Diego.
But
But that's the problem though with like degrees not being. That's my thing is like I'm hardcore, like I'm more of like libertarian liberal, but I do not believe in free college. I believe
Yeah.
in like no more fucking bullshit like student loans to fucking trap people till they die. But if you make everything free, what's any of those degrees worth? That next
Yeah,
you're
no.
gonna need, you're gonna have
I
to
don't
get a
know.
master's.
I don't think that that's necessarily the case because you're still getting this higher education. I still think that there's value to it. I feel like
well, I
it's
don't
more
think it's
so an
about the
issue-
degree. It's about the knowledge you're getting.
But
with
I
it.
also think that the issue with colleges is that it really is about how much money you have, you know? Like, people who come from money have a much higher advantage as far as, like, the education that they can receive than people who come from, like, lesser incomes. So it makes sense to me, like, making college free, or at least making, like, getting
And
those,
affordable.
like, 2 years for free, like, getting your especially getting your associate's degree, because those are unnecessary classes anyway, you know? Like, those are
Yeah.
bullshit
High school
classes.
It's repeating the 12th grade.
Exactly. So it's like, if you're making that more accessible to people who might not have these, like, you know, like opportunities, because obviously there's always going to be those poor kids who are really fucking smart, you know, and like they get like crazy scholarships, and so they have those opportunities because they're just like naturally gifted. But then there's other people who still want to like get higher education. Maybe they're not like 4.0 GPA or like a 4.3
Well, it's just normal
GPA.
people.
Exactly. That they're just not eligible for their scholarships. They're
Us.
in that middle ground, because there's definitely a middle ground where like you can be, if you're really poor, they'll let you go to school for free.
Yeah.
But then there's a middle ground where like your parents don't have enough money to pay for your
And you
school.
just have to
But they
come
make
out.
you-
Exactly.
I'm like, I think 12 grand in debt right now. Even
And
with
That's
tuition versus work, I'm still
crazy.
12 grand in debt.
So I think I don't know. It's more about
It's like you're too rich to get help, but you're too
You're not
poor
poor
to
enough
afford
to,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, opposite, yeah.
I
My
said it
problem is
wrong?
with like the free school is like with master's degrees being like that you have like the new norm is like there's literally some jobs out there. So I saw recently when I've been like job searching, if you have a master's degree in business, they'll be like 15 an hour for that, for a
Wow.
master's degree. So I'm like, if everybody's getting more degrees, I feel like then you're gonna need a PhD. You're gonna need all these other certificates and
Well,
stuff.
yeah, no.
But I also
What-
think that
We're gonna need you to
in this
be
country
an
especially,
Einstein.
because like in Germany, it's a big thing. We don't push like technical schools and those kind of
Yeah.
trades.
Mhm.
You can some people literally make 6 figures doing
Oh yeah.
handiwork. Like,
Oh, yeah.
plumbers can make like 100.
If you watch Dirty Jobs, those people are rich.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like my
We don't push that
cousin,
enough.
she just actually got her technical degree to be a diesel mechanic.
They're
And
gonna make bank.
yeah, a diesel mechanic. Like mechanics already make on average about like $18 an hour. If you're like a specialty mechanic, you're making like way more than that.
Welders make like 30 an hour or 25, 30. It's ridiculous how much.
Underwater welding. That's the one to go
type
for.
in what's a underwater welder?
Underwater welders get paid crazy.
Bank. We don't push that enough. I feel. Yeah, because I feel like we guilt people. Like, if you don't go to college, you do that, you're lesser.
Underwater welding is
$83,000 in the bottom 10%.
wow.
Annually, 25 grand. No, 25,000. $25 an hour.
25
How to siege
an
your
hour.
$300,000 underwater welding salary? That's also almost as ridiculous as the Poop Patrol. Did we talk about this already?
Let me look that up. Poop
That
Patrol.
San
Francisco.
Yeah, right there.
Hold on a second.
$184,000. But also type in Google, what is considered poverty in San Francisco?
let me read the description for this. San
Salary and
Francisco
benefits. So
has
that's not just that, you're also getting benefits.
wow. A
They
poop
literally-
patrol to deal with its feces problem. Workers.
They literally have those public toilets now, which is huge in like Europe. You never see them here, but now they have these because there's so many.
These are
homeless
public
people
toilets.
pooping in the street.
This is so bad. Poop patrol are set to earn 71 grand a year plus an additional
$112,000
in benefits.
That's weird that it's reversed.
But what does that mean?
Health, retirement, other discounts, that kind of stuff. I don't know what this would be, but
So is what, like a $50 coupon that they give you counted towards that 112,000?
184,000 in San Francisco. What is that in like? What's
That's
considered,
probably
like 60,000.
yeah.
To be honest, you probably could not live by yourself there with that with like $60,000 a year. Poverty line, San Francisco. Yep.
That is
As $82,000 for an individual and for base.
based on 80% of the area's median income. However, the federal poverty line guidelines are only 12,000.
$117,000 a year.
Wow.
I bet Orlando's is probably like 30,000, 40,000.
Oh yeah, Orlando average income.
Okay. 30, 40.
Wow.
Average is 25,000 a year.
25 grand.
They say Orlando, especially Florida in general, Orlando is one of those examples of cities that is so overinflated. Where,
Yeah.
like, the cost of living, cost of everything has gone up, but salaries have not.
Yeah, that's exactly
why
what's happening.
The economy's doing really great right now, but it's so overinflated. People miss that. People are working 2 jobs, trying to make money, especially because Orlando's the perfect example.
The average income in New York City.
It's lower than I thought it would be, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be much
Oh my
higher.
gosh.
What is?
I mean-
does it the most expensive?
There's
cities
a lot
to
of
go?
people there.
San Francisco is LA more expensive than New York City?
No.
No,
not
New
as-
York is the most expensive city in our country. I'm pretty sure.
No, San Francisco is.
Is it?
Yeah. It's terrible.
As far as like, yeah, I don't know. The cost of living is much less in Los Angeles than it is in New York.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
If you look at like apartments and stuff, you can get like a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment for like $1,100. You cannot get a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment even in like the depths of
we're just
Brooklyn.
talking about. Oh no. Well, yeah. Brooklyn now is becoming like Manhattan. It's becoming
Yeah.
like the new place
Wow.
to live. But like, I know, like, I have a friend who lives in the Bronx, and he doesn't pay too much. But like,
They say to
what's the other
live
one?
comfortably.
Bronx, Long Island, Staten Island. What's the other? Queens.
Staten Island,
Queens
yeah.
is pretty affordable. I know that.
Yeah, Queens and Staten Island are like super affordable,
Kevin
but
James lives there. I've
hear
seen
they're
him.
It
also
says to live
trash.
in Los Angeles, you need at least 136 grand.
Yeah,
if
it's
you're
because I
paying rent.
I believe LA is worse because of the taxes out there. It's so bad.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah,
California, like,
they do have like a crazy state income tax.
it's ridiculous. You forget how great it is here. You're
Yeah,
like,
with
there's
no
we
state
pay-
income tax.
What is it?
Yeah,
Barely anything.
I don't know.
But I feel
I
like
just-
half the state's falling apart.
It's so shitty here right now. I don't know. I'm tired of the parks already, so that's not even a thing for me.
Theme park in, like,
I want to go. Like I want to go, all the time, but it's not like anything that's going to keep
It's-
me here.
honestly, I'm letting my Disney pass lapse because I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Oh, like stop?
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up once because Disney's at that point now. It's gotten so big, they're having trouble renovating everything because it's so much now. They're
like you might just wait till everything's done.
And then like Hollywood Studios is like, in my opinion, is ruined. Like
yeah,
they got rid of Great Movie Ride. It's no longer studios. It's just called like Star Wars Park with some other shit. And now,
Star Wars
they've
Park
already
with
got
some
plans
other
to
shit.
expand Pixar. Or Toy Story area. Like it's gonna make that bigger.
They're gonna keep expanding Toy Story.
That's what I've heard, but I'm not sure. They haven't confirmed anything.
No, they need to stop.
And then the only really rides that I really love there, or anything, if I have everything there, is the Indiana Jones stunt show. It's my favorite.
Oh, that's a really good one.
It's my favorite.
I like that
there.
one. I
Great
like
Movie
Rock and
Ride was
Roller
my
Coasters.
Favorite attraction. They got rid of it, and now it's no longer a studio. But then again, like that's still being done. Epcot's under construction. Magic Kingdom's under construction.
Tron's gonna. I think I'll wait till Tron is done.
And then Epcot has that new Guardians of the Galaxy coaster, which is kind of cool. But the only one that's not really under construction is Animal Kingdom. But there's only like 4 rides there.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan. I don't get why the hype around Animal Kingdom is. I'm like, it's okay.
No.
Animal Kingdom's nice to walk around, and that's about it.
Yeah. Honestly, though, but when I go to the parks, we go for like 3 hours, and we're like, all right, let's get back to the car.
That 3 hours is cutting it for me
Max.
too.
Do your
3 hours
your
max.
fast passes. Grab whatever drink you want to Snapchat with.
Yeah.
Fuck out.
I could spend a whole day at Universal. I can't do that at Disney. I don't feel the same.
I also feel like
I feel like Universal is way more manageable.
Yeah.
Like the parking, like oh fuck.
Well, you have to park.
It really is a hassle.
Fuck.
Then you have to take the monorail. Then you have to take a boat, right? Or you take the monorail or
the
boat.
ferry.
You park, take the tram, you can take a ferry or the monorail, then you're there.
And God forbid
tram.
you try and leave anytime around closing.
What I've learned now.
Yeah, they want you to leave at 6 a.m.
What I do is I just go park at Epcot and I take it around. That's the best way to do it. And then when everyone's trying to leave to get onto the ferry, like
all you do is get on the.
Like remember that day we all went
Mm-hmm.
trying to leave that day? That was like the scene of War in the World.
Oh, yeah.
Worlds, where they're trying to rush onto that ferry that just gets flipped anyway by an alien. It was like that. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's crazy.
So bad.
It gets so packed.
So what I found out is you just go into that line for Epcot and you just ride it around. And I don't understand why more people don't do this, and I don't understand why the cast isn't like.
And I think getting to Epcot is faster anyway, like driving.
Literally, it's so easy, and you can. It's I think Hollywood Studios and Epcot. It's really not that necessary to take the tram. With like Animal Kingdom and like Magic Kingdom, it's a walk to get to like the end. But Epcot, you can be like, you're there, and then you jump on the monorail, take it around once. It's like 5-6 minutes, and then you're at Magic Kingdom. Versus having to go through all that bullshit, wait in line, and then they kind of like. They swear the cast fills those monorails. Like that Titanic, people filled those lifeboats. Like
literally.
Yeah, they're
it's so bad, and I'm like, it's so annoying. And now they finally caught on when you can't park at the hotels nearby.
Oh, really? So they don't let you do that no more?
No, yeah. Whatever.
You need like a specific key to get in.
Like what we did for a while is we made a reservation at a restaurant.
Oh, and they'll let you in for that.
And then canceled it.
Oh shit!
And then we'd be like, oh, we're going to here, and they'd be like, cool.
I mean, it'd be safer to not cancel it.
Well, the cancel it's like $20 to cancel.
Oh shit!
What?
Yeah, unlike Universal, there's a fee if you cancel. Or you don't show up.
Wow.
You have to cancel at least 24 hours behind. Or
How do they charge you? What?
To make reservation, you have to give them a credit card.
Oh my god!
$10 fee or something like that. I missed it, and I was like, shit. But if you call and you're like, I'm sick, and they'll be like, oh, it's no problem.
Do you guys know what's happening?
Oh my god! I did not know that. I've never made a dining reservation with. I mean, it kind of makes sense though, because for Disney reservations, that shit books up months in advance.
Yeah. Well, alrighty. How long has it been?
An hour and 44 minutes.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, that is crazy.
Alrighty, so we definitely need to get you back here soon so we can bombard Diego. I'll talk to Diego and see.
Diego and Jay.
Oh my
god.
god.
Ooh.
That's gonna be. We're gonna have to buy more microphones then. We can do a max of 3, I'm sure. I think 3 is like our top right now for sure.
Yeah.
But
get Frankie in here. He'd be good on here too.
Oh yeah, I'll ask him all about his little mountain life.
I want to ask him how it was back in the 80s. You know.
Well, yeah. But alrighty, Zach. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening, and we'll have another one coming out soon.
It was a pleasure.